on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hey, I'm FTFE, welcome back to the channel that does to stupidity what's about to happen to the jobs of the system engineers that work for Facebook. Yeah, this nearly didn't happen because I had no way to contact the person I was speaking to because Facebook kind of imploded. Apparently Mark Zuckerberg has lost over $12 billion off of his personal fortune because Facebook was down for 7 hours. Don't worry, he's got plenty more, that Android guy. Anyway, welcome to Monday Night Debates. I hope you are all having a decent start to your week, and I hope you are going to enjoy the show that we have. We have a new challenger, someone who's not been on before. He's been around the Facebook groups. He is an engineer. He says he understands applied mathematics, and I'm very excited to have a debate with somebody that can understand the math, because as you all know, that is a very rare thing in a flat earther. Let's just get straight on with it. Thank you everyone for joining. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you share the stream so more people can see the glorious fun we're about to have. Let me introduce the guy that we are speaking to. His name is Trey Hutchinson. Trey, hello, welcome to the show. Thank you very much for joining. Why don't you just take a couple of minutes, introduce yourself, and explain why you think the Earth is flat?
Okay, well, I'm from Georgia, which is not a place you would really expect, especially South Georgia. You wouldn't expect someone to really be into applied mathematics or actually engineering, or, well, you'd figure that'd be a flat earther, honestly. But the reason that I actually became a flat earther was actually just looking at the models, some of the similar models that actually talk about the way that light moves in a vacuum, which is a constant speed. Stuff like that. And you know that things just really didn't make sense with the accumulation data of the actual amount of time versus the time that's said. So 14 billion years, my bad, to actually create the Big Bang and everything. Like it made so much sense until I became a flat earther. And a lot of people, like, that's what I say, it makes you dumb. But where is the actual problem with learning the math, looking at the math, and then realizing why the math is actually put into the position of, you're noticing it. So let's say that 14 billion years ago, there was nothing, quarks and gluons. They say it was a big bang out of nowhere. So let's look at the fact that, a lot of hydrogen collects together and it forms a star, a dense, hot, compacted mass, and it explodes. When it explodes, helium is created and all this debris, supposedly. Well, of course it's debris, but your periodic table was created through the explosion of stars. So one star explodes, creates a giant basic gravity well, and pulls everything together into a giant cloud, and that compresses and that creates more stars and that explodes, and then you have your planets from that. Okay, simple. Nothing really hard to believe about that. It's like everything made sense one day, and then it didn't. I started noticing that in systems theory, which is the system process of a steady state. That means your steady state. Everything that actually is judged off of every equation always has a steady state when it comes to the way revolution of the planet, the trajectory of an object in space. All of this has to do with a steady state, and that steady state is a viscous material, more or less fluid dynamics. Not so much your actual gravity. More or less, your gravity is usually used as an excuse to explain how a planet is kind of pulled into a solar system or something. You can't give exact data on it. You can't write the gravity quotation down to an exact number because you really can't get the mass of the planet because it's all theoretical. I mean, you're going off data that is gathered of light. You have light that is actually gathered when a star dims. Okay, well, it's dimmed because a planet is passing in front of it, it said. So no harm in that. You see how often it happens. Okay, there's a planet there. Okay. And they have these super advanced telescopes that could just see all these things. They could see like literally, which is compiled data in Photoshop anyway. But I didn't know that till, I became flat earther. So all this data is accumulated by the Hubble, which surprisingly has the same birthday as Photoshop, which I found that out like a couple of weeks ago. That surprised me. I've only been a flat earther for about probably six months. But the more I look, the more I find, the more I am disappointed in not only science, because I feel that it has led us astray. And I don't believe it's for the best of our interests. But like I said, conspiracy stuff later. But I guess I'm done introducing myself. If you're ready for me to start.
Yeah, well, thanks for that. A lot of interesting thoughts there. Yeah, sure. So what we're going to do is I've given Trey up to 15 minutes to present his three strongest bits of evidence to suggest that the Earth is flat. And then I'm going to have time after that to cross-examine, i.e. ask him questions about his evidence, present counterclaims, etc. And then we'll see how that goes, and then we'll do my turn of presenting evidence. So let's just get straight on with it. Trey, over to you. 15 minutes. Let's see your evidence.
Okay. My first form of evidence I'm going to explain is, like I said, in systems theory, you have basic probabilities and equations that are thrown into that are standard, that are always going to equal. They're called the partial derivatives, and these are including in continuous time. So continuous time could be written as, so like, 2p over your partial derivative, which would be, okay, and it's going to equal 0. It's always going to equal 0. Okay. Then we're going to add another number called a stochastic random probability distribution. Okay, that is always going to equal more or less this right here. And this is not the name or quotation or whatever notation. This is just the basic version of the equation, how you would write this part of the equation, minus p t1. If everybody can see this, I don't think you can. Okay, let's move you up.
Yep, they can see it.
That's much better. That is much better. Sorry about that. Okay. So you have your other part of the equation, which is going to equal 0 as well. And how do we reach these conclusions of 0? I'll tell you. PT minus PT1. Of course, you cancel out your P and your P. Well, of course, you're left with 1. Can't do anything but use the 1 there. So that's how you get 0 from that. So you have 0 and 0. 0 is the constant of the actual system. Okay. The system being the actual summation of view for inside anything you see within your ball Earth, your regular round Earth is seen within, that's all the view data is going to equal to what's seen on that little ball. But the actual formula used to get to this viewpoint is also, this is a continuous time partial derivative that equals 0. Only once does it equal greater than, and that depends on if your actual surface inside of this enclosure, I'll make it a better version of that. Let's look inside the enclosure. Okay, let's get inside the enclosure. There, that's your enclosure. This is what we're going to call C. This is C, okay. And then you have, inside of this enclosure, you have 2 blobs. They call them, this is the way the equation says, 2 blobs. So you have a blob there and a blob there. Okay. This is your A blob. This is your B blob. Okay. Probably terrible writing. But anyway, your A blob projects 100% of its light. Okay. And C, so we're going to say 100% of its light is ejected. Since B is convex or concave, it's going to be inward. It doesn't actually project light because, or radiation, sorry, not light. It doesn't project radiation because it's concave. So it doesn't go in a straight line. However, A creates 100% of its light, goes in a straight line. C is also concave on the inside. It's a dome, essentially. Think of it that way. So it doesn't create as much. So this 100% of light is inside of this whole system, or radiation, not light. It fuels this whole system. That is used as your base factor to equal this right here. Your factor for your convex is FA to equals 0. Okay. That's for your, that's for your convex model. So BEX for that. Then you have your concave model, CAVE, CON. Okay, your concave equals FA to A is greater than 0. Okay, so that is your part of the system that you're always going to have. You either have a greater than or you're less than. The way that you get your equation to be accepted in the scientific community is if you could come up with enough stochastic probability distributions, which are random. These are all random. These are random. They also can equal 0, but if you use eigenfunctions, which we could call D up here, I forgot a little paper, but anyway, eigenfunctions are the only way that you can change these along with Laplace operators. So if you have an eigenfunction, which is an equation function, linear operator, it's going to equal D. Okay, defined on a function space in any non-zero function. So the only time you could have a non-zero function is if you have a concave radiator, which is, your concave sun. Or convex sun, I'm sorry. Yeah, I bet I have a mix up. Nervous, but still, yes. Only if you have one that directs 100% of its light. So, the only way that you can actually change the linear operator is if you use your Laplace operators on a disk, which is your flat unmoving plane. Only then can you add enough eigenfunctions and stochastic probabilities to this to equal something besides your summation of view. You have to equal the summation of view. And the summation of view factors are because radiation leaving a surface is conserved. The sum of all view factors form a true given surface. So the only way that you could gain is to take the viewpoint from the concave, being the fact of unity. Prior to Einstein creating the theory of relativity, Newton had a law that introduced what is called the A theory. And he said that in an enclosed system, since we're all enclosed, the Van Allen radiation belt is the firmament, I believe. I'm pretty 100% sure because we can't go past it. We haven't gone past it. We can't get anything past it. They say that the electrons and the radiation is so powerful it fries anything, and that blew my mind. So basically, the summation of view factors that they've taken from A, which would be your sun, and they switched it here to us. So where you can look at this whole mathematical model and you could just switch two places. And instead of the sun moving around inside the enclosure then moves around the sun. Because you've taken the unity factor, which is SI, also written like this. Probably looks familiar to some of you guys. I know I freaked out when I saw it. Okay. Oh, well, yeah, there we go. There, that's it. That looks familiar, doesn't it? Okay. And this is done as a indicator for your F. Here, I hope you can see it. And then your word. C. So you have your function inside of this E, which is your unity, C. And you have your other variable here for 1. And then you have J down here, which equals 1. So when you add all three of these together, these equal 3. Because that's unity. Unity is the function in mathematics that all these zeros and these Laplace indicators and these stochastic random probabilities are thrown in. Once they're thrown in, you're then taking this and you're splitting it to make it 0. The Romans didn't have a name or a term for 0. Prior to the 1700s, and actually I believe it might be Newtonian, 0 was not considered a number. Mathematics now considers 0 the first whole number. 0 is not a number. So I started looking even more into this. And the reason that they replaced that 3 in this sum of unity and all these non-zero functions is because you can't have people knowing that this and this are the same thing. And that may be over some people's heads. I may be ridiculed for it. I'm ready for that. So where does that leave us?
Is that your first argument? Your first bit of evidence?
Okay. Because that's what I was wanting. I was wanting you to come back with the mathematics of it. Let's discuss. Okay. Second fact being that round earth theory is a fairly new idea. Being that it was passed around a long time, and it was patented actually in I believe on 1986. The patent on the globe Earth was actually made, the first patent, and it was patented as a wrong model, but it made for a good setup to explain the Earth.
Sorry, would you just repeat that? Sorry, the round Earth theory you said was patented when?
The round Earth theory actually started back with the heliocentric model in Greece. Okay. It died down for a little bit. It died down because of something that a lot of people speculate over. Perhaps it was the destruction of Rome in 70 AD. I know that there was a lot of people that during the Renaissance and everything, like that wasn't the huge, like big reveal of like the ball earth and stuff like that. It really took hold about the 1800s. But actually, the I believe it was Euclides and Plato and a lot of the older Greek philosophers believed in the power of objects. So
Yeah, but what was it you said about patented in 1918? I wanted to make sure I got that right.
yeah, it was patented. It actually was patented, but it was considered a wrong. It was not correct at all. But it was actually allowed to be put into teaching people. It was like a little globe that collapsed. It was a folding globe that's created. I'm looking it up right now to see if I forgot what it's called. See, patented. It's being really slow. Oh, this is ridiculous.
It's okay.
There we go. Okay. So, what it was it's a plate tectonic Earth model, and this tectonic Earth model, which I looked up, even your plate tectonics aren't based off of gravity. None of this is based off of gravity. It's actually based off of halite tectonics, which is salt, and your salt wells and salt domes beneath the Earth. A lot of people don't know that salt actually makes up a good bit. It's not loading, but yeah, you can check me on it. It's just a patent. It was patented in and I want to say it was like 1870, 1880. But anyway, or it might be 1898 or 1902. It's like 5 or 6 different. I can't remember. But there's a bunch of different models for the globe Earth that are patented. There's no patent on the flat Earth, but there's a lot of patents for actually vehicles that move through a viscous substance over a flat plane domed inside of a viscous actual medium. And you can read the documents and scientific notations and papers on it, and it's very hard to understand for a lot of people. But essentially, if you look at the way that everything works inside of this enclosed system, where energy is not created nor destroyed, there is still, like, we're swimming right now. Like, the medium between me and this computer, you know as well, is air. And air pressure, up is down, up and down are still like vertical. Vertical is something that actually would exist inside of the dome too. South, we're not allowed to go south. I understand that, you know, it's Antarctica. There's a lot of like stuff there, but the globe model doesn't make sense to me for that stand alone anymore. Like, I used to be like, you're stupid. Antarctica doesn't encircle the whole globe. There's no way. Oh, it's not a globe, it's flat. No, it's stupid. That's what I thought. That right. It was dumb. There's no chance I would ever look at it this way, but I do. And the reason being, I'll go ahead and clear it up real quick. I could go into more, but basically, I believe that everyone is being lied to for one reason, and that is that it's a religious debate. Globe Earth gets mad because we're insulting their religion of science. Well, how can you say science is a religion if it's the antithesis of religion? Because it's all built off of something called Kabbalah. Kabbalah is the creation theory. It goes back thousands of years, supposedly, through oral tradition. This oral tradition was passed down until about 70 AD, when it had to start being, like, written down. And the reason it was written down was because the people that originally kept the oral tradition suddenly quit writing it. So it had to be written down. And as it was written down, it was sold as this really, really, really ancient hidden knowledge. Hermetic schools and schools of mysteries that taught these things, these wondrous teachings of like small particles and dimensions and stuff like this. And it was written in Latin. And it was brought back a lot, really, really prominently during the 1700s as well, when this globe model came out. Now, this Latin fraudulent book series that came out was attributed to a man called Hermes Trismegistus. And essentially, what people did was they went to colleges, to schools to learn multiple languages, to learn Latin, which was a dead language. It was a dead language. No one spoke it. But this language taught some of the most prominent physicists, psychologists, mathematicians, philosophers. They all read this, and you would think it would be okay. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, it's enlightenment. But this enlightenment does one thing. It causes people to control each other. They begin to then turn and see what they can do. When someone believes something so intensely that they will basically destroy someone so that their viewpoint isn't damaged. That's a religion. When you go to the point to actually try and destroy someone like emotionally, and it makes you mad and you feel a hate because that person doesn't listen to you about your model of the earth, you've been turned against someone else. You've been deceived, whether it be a flat earther or a glober. Either way you look at it, there is division there. And Kabbalah teaches division, separation, control on both sides so that no one's thinking about them.
Okay, you're getting close to your 15 minutes. Do you want to maybe summarize your three arguments for me?
Basically, if you look at what everything leads up to, this Kabbalah, because you can go back, you can test, you can check everything I've said. Everything I've said holds true, from the mathematics to, because I can't prove with the camera, I can't prove with not feeling your spin. I'm not here to teach that. I'm not here to discuss that. I'm here to ask why these models are necessary. They're not necessary if you're telling the truth. Because if you were creating a new theoretical idea, a new breakthrough idea in physics, why do you still use the first model? Shouldn't that have already passed away? Shouldn't that be just dead and gone? We figured out that the earth is round. What more do we need for these caveman physics? What do we need? We don't. Because we're being lied to.
Right. Okay. So, would you like to just summarize your 3 points for me in the audience, just briefly, and then we'll get into.
The math creates the lie. The math is what tricks people into thinking they're so smart that they're right. The same way that these hermetic mystery schools and these books wrote their teachings in Latin and Assyrian and all these other languages so that people would use their pride to go learn this. And once they learned it, they saw that they got money, they got fame, they got fortune. Why? Because it's an idea. I found a new idea. No, it's an old idea. It's not a new idea. You just put a new wrapping on it, and you made a new name of something.
Right. So that's your first point is math creates a lie, right?
Yeah, math creates a lie. Math solidifies the lie.
Okay. So what was your second point?
I know I'm not going to get into the actual aspect of it, but Kabbalah is based from a Babylonian time. Babylon is the continuation of this whole ordeal of creation. Like I said in the beginning, we have the creation aspect. We believe that we exploded from nothing. And if you believe in gravity, things that are heavier sink. So you exploded in this part of heaven, so high up in heaven. The galaxy or the universe is infinite. We know that. That's what we know. We know that. I'm saying you as Globers. I know that it's infinite inside. To anybody that's questioned the actual entire, vast,
Right. Okay, so just to clarify, your second point is that we believe we exploded from nothing, right?
Yes. No,
right,
not
okay.
Exploded from nothing. We exploded from something. We believe that as Globers. I'm saying this as you. I used to. I know we were created by a creator. I know we were created for this.
So
but what I'm saying, We believe that we exploded into weight, into mass. This mass plummets and it creates gravity wells, like I said, and it pulls. Everything is pulled and it falls, and it's an endless pit. And there's fire. Fire is what causes, well, you know, your thermal reaction, your thermodynamics. In this viscous
fire causes thermodynamics. All right. Okay. So what was your third point? So first, point one is that math creates and solidifies the lie. Point two is that Globers believe we exploded from nothing.
The fire then gives you a story. Okay, your story then becomes that you were falling. You are currently falling.
Yeah, I'm just trying to clarify the 3 points that we're discussing. So,
I'm not. So the second point being that you were then given an image. You were given a graven image, essentially, of this nothingness. You're nothing. You're not important. You're just a monkey on a freaking rock going through space with your problems, and no one cares. There's nothing there. There's nothing. There's nothing. You're just on a rock and you're flying through space, and people are worried about meteors and comets and asteroids. And there's all these things that could kill us tomorrow, and earthquakes and stuff. Yes, these things do happen. They do happen. But everything, if you stop and look at it, can be explained through God, us.
So point three is God. Yeah.
It could be point three. I was gonna say that.
I mean, I just want to get, you know, solidified points that we can actually discuss.
You don't have to. I just know that I was an atheist. I was an atheist for a long time. I would go and convince people that God isn't real, and that I feel terrible for that.
Right. So just to clarify, point one, math creates and solidifies the lie. Point two is that we believe we exploded from nothing and there's no purpose, but you know, there is. People
don't know. Not that we exploded from nothing. I did not say that.
Yeah.
We exploded.
You did say that, but okay, we can change that to exploded from something. I mean, which is a more accurate description. Explode is wrong.
The electrons created your hydrogen and helium that created your stars. Your stars exploded, and then the gravity fields. I explained that.
Okay. So just to clarify, point two is that we believe we exploded from something, but there's like no purpose to everything. We're monkeys on a ball, right?
You have Big Bang Theory, and then you have creation.
And point three is God, creation, etc. Right? Okay, that's very.
Loves. He loves you. He loves us. He loves everybody. I know it's hard to look at like the world and say, well, why would God want this? It's not God. It's the devil. The devil, if you read the Bible, and I don't mean sit there and make fun of it, the same thing that is the Kabbalah, because you believe in science.
Which Bible?
Okay, I have one right here.
King James?
It's not a King James. It's a new Oxford annotated Bible with the Apocrypha. That's everything. There's 81 books in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
They moved it. They cut it down to 66. Okay, there's over 600 that have been removed through the past 500 years.
Right. Okay.
So I looked
right. Okay. Right. Okay. Let's just get into it. Right.
That's the thing. Everything. I know it's funny. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
that's what.
Right. I'm gonna be frank with you here. I've got a degree in physics and a degree in engineering. I understand maths, and what's on that board there is mathematical gibberish. I mean, it really. I mean, it's bits that kind of make sense, but there's no overall kind of narrative to what you've written there, and there's nothing. The things don't correlate to each other. And it's not just me saying this. There's two PhD physicists in the chat that kind of agree that that's mathematical gibberish.
I gave examples of 3 things. It's a board right here. Look. I mean, I want you to give me your examples. Please.
My examples of what?
Your example of the reason that every time we have to use summation of view, why we have to use this, A, B, and C inside of an enclosure, blobs. C is the enclosure, A and B. What is this? Why is this needed? Why does it have to equal 0 or it equals 1? What is
0
the radiation?
Like what you've got on that board says that 3 equals 4.
No, 1 equals, no, this, right here. That
Yeah,
fraction of your unity, that's what that is.
Right, so you're saying 0 equals 1 then?
0 equals 0.
Not
0
according to that board. That board would say that 0 equals 1 or 3 equals 4.
I can rewrite it for you.
Hey, let me ask you a quick question. What's the derivative of 10x with respect to x?
10x with respect to x?
Yeah.
10x would be 10x. It's 10.
So
It's
what's
1.
the derivative of 10x with respect to x is 1. Right, okay. So what's the derivative of x squared?
Oh, derivative. You mean inverse? The inverse? It was 0.
No, I mean, what's the derivative of x squared?
The derivative of x squared is x times itself equals 1. The derivative being the inverse, however squared, you add it, you multiply it by itself so many times.
I mean, both of what you said there was wrong, and I would expect an engineer to know such basic derivatives. I mean, 10x with respect to x is 10, and the derivative of x squared is 2x. These are some of the most basic kind of derivations that you would learn to do. Then you said 1.
No, in respect to squared.
I didn't say. I said with respect to x, and then
Inverse.
your answer was
Squared
1,
inverse.
and then you said that x squared is also 1.
No,
Yeah,
that's what I said.
the derivative of x squared is what?
10, evidently. I was wrong. Sorry.
No. That was 10x. But what's the derivative of x squared?
Oh, 10 times. It's 100. 1,000.
No,
Times 10.
the derivative of x squared. Take it down 1 level. That's all you got to do.
Okay. Anyway, the derivative of x squared. My math is not wrong on this. You're asking me simple trick
Yeah,
questions.
no, I'm not asking you a trick question. What? Right? I say that what is on that board there is mathematical gibberish. There isn't a response to what you've got there because. Right, hold on, please. Let me get out my point. Right, I say there's no response to what you've got on that board. Right, please let me speak for a sec.
I did understand what I do understand. I'm sorry.
Let me speak for a sec. Just 1 sec, please. Right, I say that what you've got on that board there is mathematical gibberish. If I'm to believe what's on that board, 3 equals 4, 1 equals 0. It makes no sense what you've got on that board. It is mathematical salad, right? And to demonstrate that you don't understand what you've put on that board, I asked you, as an engineer, one of the most simple, derivatives that you could, well, 2 of the most simple derivatives that you could have, 10x with respect to x and the derivative of x squared, and you got both of them wrong. Which leads me to the conclusion that you don't understand what you've put on that board yourself.
You're a liar.
How am I a liar? In what way am I a liar?
Straight up. You asked me the first. I said 10. I wasn't even paying attention.
Then you said 1.
And said your time started yet. You're debunking. You're not debunking. You're trying to just make this look like gibberish.
Yeah, it is gibberish. That is my point. Nothing on that board makes coherent sense.
Actual aether, the Newtonian law for the aether, which Einstein miraculously.
When did you bring up the aether during your 15 minutes? You didn't.
Oh, okay. I forgot. I guess did you edit it out or you NASA it out? What I showed you is the truth. The reason the math is there is to make people like you feel like they're smarter.
No, the math isn't there to make people like me feel smarter. Maths is a description of reality. That's simply all it is.
It's literally you're creating zero from. Why do you even have to have these Laplace? Why? If the model is the same, why?
You don't have to have the variables that you stated in all models.
It does not have to be. But
and there isn't.
In systems theory, the unyielding process, the process does not change. In constant time, it's still 0. That's what you're always going to get.
Yeah, that's irrelevant to trying to talk about
probabilities, because it lets you say that, oh, look, there's these comments and stuff like that. Dude, I could say that, oh, well, meteor showers are real. Meteoroids are real. Okay, look up how many meteor like rounds are used by the Navy, the Air Force, and they're actually
How many
made
meteor rounds are used by the Navy and Air Force?
Yeah, like how many? They're called meteor rounds. They're
Excuse me,
literally
I was in the Royal Navy, and I do not know
air,
what a meteor round is. I see Schrodinger's cat in the chat, who was in the American Navy. Do you know what a meteor round is?
Closed in a globe. Every time that you're trying to create a new mathematical probability or function, I want you to do it without using that. I don't want you to use the unity factor. I don't want you to use anything.
Why not? Why can't we use what's appropriate for using when you're creating a model?
You're going to use what's appropriate because that's what's appropriate. It is the flat Earth model.
There is no flat Earth model. There is no flat Earth model.
There's a flat Earth model everywhere.
No, there isn't. There is not a flat Earth model. Right, okay, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Describe to me what a mathematical model is.
Your mathematical model's right there. Your radiation.
No, that's not a mathematical model. Describe to me, in general, what a mathematical model is.
That is literally that is.
Yeah. All right. I'm not talking specifically about your math salad on the board. What, in general, is a mathematical model?
You know what? I'm going to ask you something.
Wait, no, come on. It's my turn for cross-examination right now, and I'm just trying to get to the point.
No, I'm asking you, with your mathematical models, explain to me how your vehicle was built to run. Was it built on like a drive-trained, mathematical model? Your mathematical model. Let's not ask what a mathematical model is.
That's the thing. I don't think you know what a mathematical model is.
Used in building a vehicle. Is weight a factor? Yes. Is density a factor? Yes. Is gravity a factor? No, because gravity is
Gravity's a factor in all of engineering.
Where is it engineered in rockets? Where is it used in?
Where is gravity engineered? Have you seen the rocket equation?
Have you seen the actual math? No, I'm not talking about the rocket equation that says, like, oh, we know gravity is the force at which, it's a constant of g.
That's not the rocket equation, but carry on.
Mass times speed. I understand what you're saying. But I'm saying, why is it when it's actually used in mathematical journals and like science journals, why is it always viscosity and fluid dynamics? If fluid dynamics were
Why is what always viscosity and fluid? What in general are you talking about?
Viscosity and fluid, air, everything that is described on the Earth is described as being a syrupy substance.
No, it's not described as a syrupy substance. It's described as a fluid.
Okay, I will bring you a model to describe this.
But I don't think you understand what a model is.
I do understand. I think you don't understand what anything I said it.
Well, that's because nothing you said makes any sense mathematically or model-wise.
All you're just finding talking points that literally point to, oh, I'm stupid. I'm the dumbass. I'm the guy that knows nothing about mathematics. Fine.
I mean,
I know nothing about mathematics.
Whatever. Yeah, which confuses me as to why you just read that entire script and wrote that on the board.
I don't have to prove anything to you because I've already proven it to myself.
That's not how things work.
Yes, it is. It's how it works in science.
No, it's not. Science doesn't prove anything, so I mean that's wrong.
You're like literally walking around and agreeing on a lie. And
no, I'm not agreeing on a lie. Please don't strawman me.
It always equals zero. It's always zero.
1 doesn't equal 0.
Yeah.
But according to the math on your board, well, I say math in quotation marks, 1 equals 0 and 3 equals 4.
One way it actually equals anything is if you actually use the original model of the state of perspective. Like you have
what is the original model? What do you mean by the original model?
The original model.
The original model of what?
Summation of u. That's what they use to actually.
That's not what a model is.
No. You have to use it in everything in flat Earth, man, because the Earth is flat. You have to use the summation of u in everything. So
you're using the fallacy there of assuming something is right before.
Does it say a fictitious force? Yes. It's fictitious.
Just what does a fictitious force mean?
Fictitious.
You said wait, hold on. You told me that you're an engineer. Please describe a fictitious force.
You describe a fictitious force.
I know exactly what a fictitious force is. You're the one that said that you're an engineer. Please describe to me and the 600, 700 people watching what a fictitious force is.
Come on, Mr.
Are fictitious forces real?
No.
Well, you're not an engineer. Why did you lie about being an engineer?
I am a fucking engineer.
But you don't know what a fictitious force is, so you can't be an engineer.
It's not real, you fool.
Yes,
I want to know if you do. Are you a real physicist?
I'm not a physicist. I have a degree in physics. That I'm not a physicist.
I know you're not because you don't.
I never said I was.
You've never. Where's your degree?
My degree is in a storage unit in Bristol.
That's what I'm saying. You have nothing to show. You know what? Okay. You know
what? What? No.
Other side of the moon. Why is that? Because they're making fun.
Wait. You're jumping around points. We're going to stick with fictitious forces at the moment, right? So tell me, does centrifugal acceleration, does centrifugal force exist?
Well, that depends on if you want to discuss it in a fluid factor, being the fluid factor of a revolving Earth and the oceans.
No. Just in general, does centrifugal force exist? Can I calculate a centrifugal force?
I swing it, and inside of a fluid, which actually centrifugal force is documented as being the fluid acting on the actual object.
No, it's not. You don't know what centrifugal force is either, which is amazing. But right, it's a simple question. Is centrifugal force real? Yes or no?
No, it's not. It's a fictitious force as well.
Right, but can you calculate what it is? When you're on that fairground ride that's spinning and sticking you to the outside, can you feel something sticking you to the outside? Does centrifugal force not exist? Fictitious force doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It means it is the result of something else. Another way to describe it is as an emergent force. Fictitious does not mean it does not exist. Right, okay, you are not an engineer. You lied about being an engineer. Please don't lie to me. Yes, you did. Engineers would know the derivative of 10x, the derivative of x squared, and they would know what a fictitious force is. Describe to me how to calculate centrifugal acceleration.
You don't want to hear my point. You don't want to hear my point.
You haven't made any points. You literally made 0 points in your 15 minutes. You wrote a bunch of mathematical jargon on the board, and then you said math creates a lie. And then you said that, right, then you got the Big Bang wrong. It wasn't an explosion. No one says it's an explosion. Then you got what happens with a star wrong. You said it explodes and makes helium. That's not really how it works.
The Big Bang is nothing more than more Kabbalistic lies.
No, it's a fact with evidence to support it.
Oh, is it a fact? It's not a theory, is it? It's a fact.
Yes, it is.
Let me go.
Oh my God. Are you going to say that you don't know what a scientific theory is? Because then I'm going to really point and laugh at you.
Oh, let me guess. You know what else is a theory? The tooth fairy. You think the tooth fairy...
The tooth fairy is not a theory, you fucking moron.
A theory is nothing more than a summarized belief of a
No, it's... Right, a scientific... Right. Okay, right. Simple question for you, dumbass. Simple question for you, dumbass. Is there a difference between a theory and a scientific theory? Is there a difference between a theory and a scientific theory? Yes or no?
Yeah, there's a difference there.
Right. What is a scientific theory? What is a scientific theory?
Actually, it's a scientific process, and it's been tested, and it might be true because it holds up, and you can throw stuff at it, and you can debate it, and you can say
so
it's a theory.
In science, it's the closest thing to fact that we have, right?
But it's the closest thing you have to being a pawn of Satan.
I don't believe in Satan. I don't believe in fairy tales like you. I don't believe in a magic sky daddy or Satan. So
even around Earth, you cannot show me a model to change my mind. You know why?
I could show you an actual model. I mean, you don't know what a model is, so it's going to be a problem. But I could show you an actual simulated model of the globe Earth and the solar system that works perfectly.
It works. Right. You know what else works perfectly? An enclosed plane.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work at all. Nothing works on the flat Earth.
Do they actually use your gravitational rotation? No, Coriolis effect in the actual creation of any type of vehicle? No, it's not there.
What are you on about?
Velocity on a flat, unmoving plane.
There is no flat Earth model that can describe everything. That's the problem. A model needs to be able to make prediction. Right, shush for a sec. Shush for a sec. All right, you obviously need a physics lesson, so shush for a sec. A model needs to accurately describe and predict things that can happen. The flat Earth model cannot make any predictions that are accurate.
As I stated earlier, Kabbalah showed you a way to create a problem and solve it at the same time.
Cool story, bro. Why didn't you present any evidence in your 15 minutes that the Earth is flat?
Why? Right. What? You're going to take my word? Like, you can't take my word? I have to take your word that the Earth was round. I had to do it.
No. I asked, like, it was quite clear. I asked you to present 3 bits of your strongest evidence for the Earth being flat. And you didn't do any of them. You didn't present any evidence that the Earth is flat. None at all.
Look, I got whatever the power, dude. I got one thing wrong, and you're like, look, you don't.
No, you got everything wrong.
What have I got wrong?
Everything you said and that you wrote. Like literally everything you said is wrong.
Hold on. Keep your cool, and I will keep mine. I'm sorry.
Please don't lie to me then.
Not wrong. You could say everything you say is wrong.
It's not. I've got evidence to support everything I say. Actual evidence. You've got nothing.
Where's your evidence? You haven't shown me anything. Where's your board?
That's because it's not got to my point to present evidence yet. I was hoping to be able to debunk your evidence that you brought up, but you didn't bring any evidence up. Your third point was God, right? Your third point was God, right? So let me debunk God. Please show me a picture of God.
Please do.
No, your point was God. So show me God, please.
Show you God.
Yeah. Where is it? Where's this God that created everything that was your third bit of strongest evidence for the flat Earth? Where's God?
Where's God?
Yeah. Why is there no pictures of God ever? Why has God never spoken to anyone?
Why are there no pictures of Earth from space?
There's millions.
There's not. Don't you say that there's a real picture of Earth anywhere, because
there's millions. There's millions. I'll show you one right now.
They're all photoshopped. Every single you've ever seen of space is created from Photoshop. If you don't look that photos, look at the blue marble and tell me. Look it up.
So when was this photo taken?
I don't want to see the picture. I want to see the credits. Show me the credit.
When was this photo taken?
It's not a photo.
When was this
render?
When was this taken? When is this supposed to be from? Answer the question.
It's 1978. I don't know. It's a rendering.
No. This is from I think maybe Apollo 12, but it's 1968. This was taken, right?
That's a rendering.
So when was Photoshop invented?
1989, I believe. Maybe.
Right, so let's say 20 years after this photo was taken. So how did they use Photoshop to make a photo that was 20 years before they invented the product?
That's not just Photoshop. I mean, that's just a fake.
Got any evidence that it's fake, or are you just making a claim?
That's a generated image. That is clearly a
generated how?
Generated how?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's see. We collected data. We had satellites. Okay.
So So you're saying it's generated from data that we collected, so it's real?
No, I'm not saying it's real. I'm saying it's generated from...
Generated with what program?
Data.
How was it generated? With what?
Because everything is a collection of data. Everything that you see
what specifically, using what program was this generated?
You tell me.
No, you're the one making the claim.
Well, obviously.
I can tell you the camera this was taken with.
Yeah, look at that picture and tell me that that's not a generated image. You're silly. I mean, if you look and you find me,
you know the negatives exist for this photo, right? And then there was one taken a couple of years. There was one then taken a couple of years later, which is one of the most famous ones, the original blue marble photo. So here we go. We've got this one from 1972. We've got this one from 1972, which is one of the most famous ones.
Generated that cloud there. If you zoom in, you could actually see how that one is an exact mirror of this one over here.
It's not though.
This is fake.
There's there's nothing on this is fake, and if you're going to make the claim, then you're going to need to back up the claim. So, right, let me ask you. Let me ask you a quick question. What qualifications do you have that enable you to immediately recognize what is CGI and what isn't?
I told you I have a degree in digital media design, dude. When I first started, I have a degree in digital media design. Right,
and do you think that you could take a quiz to test your ability to see CGI? Would you be willing to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. We're going to play a quick game of real or fake. Let me get this up. That's what she said.
It's probably going to be fake anyway, but I mean, whatever. You're the judge of whether it's real or fake.
No. I'm going to be the judge of your ability to judge what is real and fake. So let me get the desktop capture up. Display one. Here we go. Fake or photo. What we're going to do is we're going to show you a bunch of photos and images, and you have to tell me if it's fake or it's a photo. Let's make it full screen. So, number one, is this fake or photo?
Fake.
CGI. Number two, is this woolen sweater on the back of a chair? Fake or CGI?
This is a little bit easier.
Photo or CGI?
So I'm going to say that it's fake.
CGI. Number three, the symbol of America, the bald eagle. Is this a photo or is it CGI?
CGI.
So that's 3 for CGI so far. Number 4, we have Molten Lava. Is this real or is this CGI?
I think I'm saying it looks real, but I could be wrong.
Here we have what appears to be a roadster looking over a mountain scene. Lovely reflections in the side there, but is it real or is it CGI?
That's a tough one. So, but I know I could look at NASA generated images that they do not have people this good at Photoshop there. So I'm going to say this is fake. This might be real. I'm going to say real.
Okay, number 6. Some geometrical shapes appear to be some folded paper. You're saying this one's real?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 7. A model with some lip piercings and some piercing blue eyes and red hair. Is this real or is this CGI?
Fake.
You're saying that's fake? Okay. Moving on, we are looking up at a skyscraper full of windows. Is this real? We're saying this one's real. Next is this adorable wooden duck. What are we saying?
Fake.
Fake?
Fake.
Next up, we've got Nemo.
Real.
And I'm pretty sure this is the last one. Appears to be a couple of Porsches parked in a fancy garage.
Fake.
Fake. Let's see how you did. Oh, wait, there's more. There's a rat. Last one, yeah.
Oh, this is a tough one. Fake.
So, submit answers. 83%. You know what? I can give you that because that is pretty good. That is one of the best we've seen. But does that mean that you are able to just look at all images and determine if they are fake or not?
With 83% accuracy, I mean, you saw it. I believe what I believe for a reason.
I mean, that is the best that we've seen on that particular one. So, well done. But how do you determine? Right. So let's say you look at this image. How do you determine that this is CGI? Using what?
Like that image?
Yeah.
First of all, I can immediately see the artifact in the roundness. I can
In
see
the
there's
where?
a the artifact around the edges. If you were to
what artifact?
The artifact, it's too circular to a degree that you can't see any deviations of barometric pressures. There's no oblongation.
Oblateness? Yeah, you wouldn't expect to see that. It's like 0.003% oblateness.
You would actually expect to see it due to the actual gravity that's actually acting on the oceans. It would cause the globe to be more of an oval or pear shape. So
no, according to the heliocentric model and gravity as we understand it, and everything to do with Earth and the rotation, the oblateness is 0.003%. There is a 26-mile difference in the equatorial and the polar diameters. So you would not expect to just look at this and see a difference of 0.03%.
But because you can't find it in that image. If you can't see the striation in that image, then it's not there. Therefore, it does not exist, and it's false.
How have you measured the 0.03% deviation?
I can tell you that it's not there. I mean,
you wouldn't. Your eyes cannot make that assertion.
Yes, they can.
Okay.
They did. 83%
okay.
accuracy.
All right.
I say that I am right.
All right. Let's do something a sec. Okay. Right. Let's make that exactly 2. So what I'm going to do is 200 by 200. I'm going to show you 2 circles, and I want you to tell me which one is a perfect circle and which one is not a perfect circle.
Okay.
And I'm going to make it to the same degree that the Earth would not be a perfect circle. So 0.03% difference. Okay. Right. Display 1. 1 second, let me bring that up. Right. So here is 2 circles that I have drawn. Let me get them both in view. That went out too far.
The one on the right is a perfect circle.
So you're saying the one on the right is the perfect circle? So you're saying this one here is the perfect circle?
This one, not the first one, the second one.
So this one here, right? So this one here is 200 by 200. This one here is 201 by 200. So this one on the left is the perfect circle, and the one on the right is an oblate circle.
No. The one I could clearly see the striation. That one.
This one here is exactly 200 by 200. That's what I drew it as.
Show me where you made it, and I could tell.
All right, I'll put another one over the top of it to show you that's the same.
Dude, no, there's no way.
So this is what I did. I made sure if you look on the bottom left, it can show you. So I made sure that this one was 200 by 200.
I'm gonna screen print that.
Okay. So then.
I could see that the one that's supposed to be a perfect circle is not a perfect circle.
So the one on the left was a perfect circle. I don't actually know how to bloody move the thing. I hate paint.
The one on the right is actually not a perfect circle.
The one on the right is not correct, but you said that the one on the left wasn't the perfect circle. You said the first one was a perfect circle, the one on the left, the second one wasn't the perfect circle.
One of them are actually perfect.
The one on the left was a perfect circle, exactly 200 by 200. I've drawn that one next to it to show that they're both the same.
No.
So you can do that yourself. So you can't tell that there's a 0.03% difference. You just can't do it.
I can. Right? I'm telling you that.
Well, I just asked you to do it, and you couldn't do it.
83% accuracy. Draw another one. Whatever you want to do. You can't disprove what I'm telling you. You can only You can try to devalue my opinion or my statement, but you can't disprove me. You cannot disprove anything.
Well, I can actually show the negative, show you where the negatives are for this photo. I know the camera it was taken with.
I can sit there and take that picture, that exact same picture, and show you every single artifact in it within less than.
There is no
minutes.
artifacts there.
Yes, there are. Yes, there are.
What's an artifact?
Expression. It's blah blah blah. No, it's not. It's actually it's not a real image.
So you say, but the camera it was taken with and the negatives that exist disagree with you.
Yeah, of course they would. Because what would happen if your globe model is destroyed? You have nothing left but God. That's the point.
Yeah, again, unless you can show me a picture of God, I don't think he's relevant in the discussion. Plus, and I say this quite often, if there is a God, then he is a petty, vindictive cunt. Right? So you didn't bring any evidence that the Earth was flat then?
Allah, that is nothing but Satanism, dude. You believe in
Satan doesn't exist.
Religion. You
Satan
think it has nothing.
I don't have a religion.
It is religious. Everything.
I don't have a religion.
And
Don't push your insecurities onto me, please.
Okay, go.
So, which branch, just out of interest, which branch of engineering do you work in? Or have you got a degree in?
Huh?
Which branch of engineering do you have a degree in?
Applied mathematics.
No. Which branch of engineering do you have a degree in?
Mechanical engineering.
You've got a degree in mechanical engineering?
Yes. Physics.
Wow.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Interesting.
I know.
I mean, your C that you scored in the thing is the best that we've ever had, but I still don't think it gives you the ability to just look at something and say
that's not a C.
83% is a C. Come on.
No, it's not.
C plus at best.
And 83 is a B.
C plus at best. Come on.
90 is a A minus.
C plus at best. Come on. Unless your education standards were lower than mine, of course. But, that's irrelevant. So maybe it's my time to present evidence that the Earth is, in fact, a rotating globe and see if you can debunk that. Okay. What do you reckon? Let's see how you do. All right. All I need to do, right, is show that the Earth's rotating. That's all I need to do. Because if the Earth is rotating the way that we say it is, it's in 3 axes, that means that the Earth is both rotating and a sphere. So how do we do that? Well, we can measure it. We can measure it quite easily. There's certain people that have measured it within the Flat Earth community. Let's start with one of the most famous Flat Earthers in the world who did this.
If the Earth is spinning at one rotation every 24 hours, that means that every hour it has to turn 15 degrees. And if the gyroscope is mounted anywhere on Earth, it's going to drift. In today's 21st century navigation systems, they're using what's called a ring laser gyroscope. It is extremely precise. If we could simply get one of these ring laser gyroscopes, we would be able to prove once and for all that there is no rotation to the Earth. One of the people in the community actually purchased one for $20,000. But what we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift, a 15 degree per hour drift.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks very much. So that's just one measurement of the Earth rotating. All right, let me. I haven't finished. I gave you your 15 minutes. I interrupted, so please provide me the same courtesy. So that is an example of somebody measuring the Earth rotating using an instrument called a fiber optic gyroscope, which every modern plane in the world has 3 of them on to accurately determine where they are on Earth using the Earth's rotation. The way that thing works, it can literally only measure the rotation of what it's on. So that's what it does. And it turns out that it says that the Earth rotates. Well, his data shows 15.04 degrees, which would coincide with a sidereal day. Now, that's just one experiment. So that was using a laser gyroscope, fiber optic gyroscope. So what they did was they commissioned someone called Stephen P. to build a mechanical gyroscope. So no electronics, no lasers, nothing. A physical mechanical gyroscope that would be sensitive enough to measure the Earth's rotation. Stephen P. built one, and when he did the experiments, he found that it matched the data that Bob received. And they also measured the Earth's rotation at 15.04 degrees. Getting hold of that video is a little hard because Globebusters then disavowed Stephen P. and struck that video left, right, and center, but it does exist in some places. But there's other ways to measure if the Earth is rotating, and one way to do that is to use mathematical modeling. So if the Earth has the circumference that we say it is and is rotating, like we say, at 15.04 degrees, there would be certain physical effects that we would expect to be able to measure due to the Coriolis force, Coriolis effect. So one result of the Coriolis is that a swinging pendulum, when in motion, will drift a different amount depending on where it is on the Earth. This is interesting because if you place it at the poles, it will match the Earth's rotating and in 24 hours do 360 degrees. But if you place it at the equator, it doesn't actually drift at all, which is what we predict from the mathematical modeling based on the axis of the Earth and where the rotation is and what forces it would impart onto a swinging pendulum. So how do we test this theory? Well, we make some predictions, right? We say that, well, if we're at a certain latitude on the Earth, we would be able to predict the amount of drift that a pendulum would be able to have. This is using mathematical modeling. Anyone can, it's the physics that you can get from the rotating globe. This is what we'd expect to happen. So if you're at a certain latitude, you would expect that pendulum to drift from its straight back and forward path a certain amount. Luckily, a fellow physics graduate called the gentleman physicist did exactly that. He built an extremely large pendulum in a local high-rise building, and he let it swing for a certain amount. So here it is, and they let it swing backwards and forwards. As you can see, it goes through this ink pad with a little brush on it and draws the line of the path that it's taking. Now, they let it swing for as much as they could before the momentum died, and it was about 45 minutes, 45 minutes. And if they made the prediction beforehand, using the maths here, so the time it will take the pendulum to do a full rotation is t, which is the time over 24 hours times the latitude times the sign that you're on. So you can calculate the latitude you're on if you take the arc sign and times it by 24 hours over t, right? So that 41 minutes passed, and they say, right, okay, that's the angle we've got. But how do we get t? Well, you can look at that angle that's been made there, and you can do two things. You can match the prediction of it being in the northern hemisphere, which means it's rotated clockwise, and then you can actually measure the angle and use the angle that you have created to calculate your latitude on the Earth. This would only work if you are on something that is rotating. So they get a final angle of 7.89 degrees and do the maths. Final time 0.688 hours. And what do they get? Well, the period of rotation, so the time that they get equals 0.688 hours times 360 over 7.88 degrees, which is the amount of angle, which equals 31.4 hours. So where they are on Earth, it would take 31.4 hours for the pendulum to do an entire rotation, 360 degrees. So then you can just rearrange that formula to calculate what your latitude is on the Earth. So the latitude equals the arc sign times the 24 hours over the 31.4 hours that it would have taken that pendulum to do a full rotation. So, do the maths, and what happens? You figure out that you are actually at the latitude that you could predict with that. So the latitude that they get is 49.8 degrees, right? In the northern hemisphere. That's the latitude that they get predicted based on what is swung. What is their actual latitude on the Earth? My actual latitude, here we go. His actual latitude, Victoria, BC, is 48.4 degrees north. So they had an error of 1.4 degrees, which is pretty damn good based on the very bare bones experiment they're doing there. But that is an experimental proof of a prediction from a hypothesis based on an observation. Exactly what science says that you should do. Now, this has no explanation on a flat, non-rotating disk. None at all. Absolutely none. There is no reason this could happen. The only explanation for this, and one that matches the prediction of the rotating globe, is that the globe is rotating at the speed we say it is. It matches all the other measurements that we get, and when you do the calculations, you can figure out that it actually matches the circumference that we say. This is something that anybody can do on their own, and is experimental evidence that the Earth is a rotating globe, the size we say it is, at the speed that we say it is. So, the Earth rotates. It rotates in 3 axes. That means it's a sphere, and it rotates. What do you say?
I say, first of all, your fiber optic gyroscope principle would be, I would want to know what it's actually made of. Second, I would want to know how many times they actually performed the second experiment. And the reason being because of gravitational time dilation. And we know that it's still based off the equivalence, the equivalence principle.
Okay, well, let me answer your first part. How does a fiber optic gyroscope work?
I know how it works. What are the materials?
How does it work? How does the fiber optic gyroscope work?
You have 3 mirrors, okay, basically, and you have a laser that is shooting. And it meets a central point. If there is any disturbance whatsoever within these mirrors, it measures it.
No.
How many times was this
That's not right. It's not to do with a disturbance. No. Let me.
You said 3 central points. 3.
You're wrong. It's nothing to do with a disturbance.
It is literally dictated as a disturbance.
No, it's not.
Actually,
right. Okay. Let me talk you through it just quickly. Right. This is a 2-dimensional version of it. So it's got 4 mirrors. It's got the 3 that create the path, and it's got 1 here that is diagonal that's a half silver coated mirror. So when this laser, this box fires a laser, it splits the light into 2 paths. Right. Wait, let me talk. Please don't interrupt. So if the device itself is not moving, that means that there will be no interference pattern registered. However, if the device itself is actually rotating, that means that it will shorten or lengthen one of the paths that the light has to travel, meaning that when the light recombines at the other side, there is an interference pattern. That will be able to be measured as a rotational drift. It's nothing to do with a distortion or a disturbance. It's literally to do with the motion that the instrument is traveling. And this is based on the Sagnac effect, which is easily verifiable. And again, our knowledge of how these things work is what allows us to keep modern aircraft in the sky doing what they do. So the materials that it was made out of would be, I guess, the standard materials that a fiber optic gyroscope were made out of. I could get you the exact model number, and you could look at the materials themselves. But what does the materials that it's made of have to do with the measurement that it gathers?
Because the actual the configurations you're talking about, actually, the absorption of binding energy, magnetic, and optical properties. Basically, what it does is it's a ferromagnetic
No,
object.
it's not. No, it's not a ferromagnetic object.
I'm reading it right here. It's actually it's a magnetic object. Silver
No, it's
is
not.
Actually, yes, it is, dude. Silver is You don't know about the
Oh, no,
magnetic
silver. I thought you were talking about the gyroscope. So the silver that coated mirror simply splits the beam into 2 paths.
Exactly. That's my point. Okay. Well, if you pay attention to the actual magnetic properties of silver, you know that anything that comes in contact with photons and what happens?
Photons, light itself has 0 charge, so it would be unaffected by electromagnetic properties.
That's 0 charge. Okay. What about a laser?
Light has 0 charge. It's light. Light has 0 charge. Laser is a light. It has 0 charge.
It does. It has 0 charge.
Yes, light has 0 charge.
Light is energy. Everyone. This guy says light's not an energy.
No, I didn't. I said it has 0 charge. It's not
Zero
negative,
charge.
it's not positive. Light has zero charge, which is why it is unaffected by... Stop over talking me. Listen, light has zero charge. It is not negative, it is not positive, it is not affected by electromagnetic properties because the charge of light is zero. I'm surprised being an engineer, you don't know that.
No, dude. I'm about to take you home to... Hold on. You might be a little slow, so...
Wait, sorry. Are you trying to say that light has charge? Are you just trying to redefine physics?
Let me explain to you the rapid magnetic switching effect in lasers. Making a magnet from a piece of iron and a coil wire or another magnet is a simple experiment. An external electric or magnetic field can align groups of atoms into iron over time.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with light.
They're using lasers to fire at the iron to charge it. Genius?
Not.
That's the point.
No, you're not charging. Oh my goodness, you're not charging the right. Okay,
Yes.
what you're talking about is light pressure. You're not using charge to move the iron atoms. Light has zero charge. This is a fundamental property of physics.
Explain this to me, how physicists achieve rapid magnetic switching with lasers.
Because they can
How do they
turn
do
something
that?
on and off. Light has zero charge. It's honestly, this is a fundamental. This is a fundamental property of light. Right, you can listen. You can use laser light to move things around, which can induce a magnetic field. But light itself has zero charge.
But it couldn't, dude.
Why not? So, do you want to go and collect? Do you want to go and collect your Nobel Prize in physics for redefining what light is?
No.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Go and Google right now. Does light have charge? And see what you find.
I did. And
No.
you know what I found? I found physicists achieve rapid magnetic switching.
And that does not say that light has charge.
Go. Holla. Let me get that.
That does not say that light has charge. Nothing about that says that light has charge.
Well, what charges the iron then? Do you want me to explain it to you?
You're not charging the iron. That's not how it works.
Earth demagnetation in certain ferromagnetic alloys.
Or that, yeah, good golly, yeah, right. Honestly, light, you can't argue this point. Light has zero charge.
It do.
It don't.
It do.
Our knowledge of light is how we are talking right now. Light has zero charge. You cannot argue this point. You are wrong. All of physics disagrees with you.
I showed you what your physics are. You know what you're leaving
Yeah,
out? You're leaving out-
rapid magnetic switching is nothing to do with the charge of light. So,
Yes, it is.
from physics.stackexchange.com, light does not have a charge. Charge is just what we call the tendency of something to affect and be affected by electromagnetic fields, which are what light is made of. The reason positive and negative charges are attracted to each other is that they both give off these fields. However, light has zero charge and is not attracted or repulsed by magnetic fields.
Okay, at what point is it not a laser and it is light, or it is not a light and it becomes a laser? When did it become an actual...
A laser is just a focused beam of light.
Exactly. Okay, what is the actual point? That's a pencil point. What is the actual point at which your light becomes a laser?
I don't know if there's a defined point.
Okay, well, that depends on what type of laser you have and the actual type of magnetism of that.
Yeah, but light doesn't have a charge, so lasers don't make magnets.
Okay, light doesn't have charge. I guess plants just get, energy from nothing. Vitamin D doesn't come from the
Energy
sun.
and charge are not the same thing.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. It's electron flooding.
Light is not electrons.
It does create electrons.
No, it doesn't. Oh my god, you are so fucking clueless. Light does not create electrons. How does light create electrons? Please describe the mechanism behind that.
I am. Hold on.
Do you know what laser stands for? What's the acronym for laser?
Okay. Let me explain something for you.
I doubt that, but...
E equals mc squared. Okay.
Yeah, what's the full equation?
E equals mc squared 2. If you take the equation...
No. What's the full equation?
I'm not going to write the full equation. I want you to write it out. Okay.
Do you know there's more to it?
Yeah, I know there's more to it. I'm reading something right now. Okay,
So,
yeah. You can use light to create matter. Guess what? That's energy. That's light creating matter.
matter isn't energy.
Matter is energy. Matter is just energy in a state.
You can't use light to you can't use.
It's not energy. Atoms can't stay together.
Sorry. Well, the matter and there's a mass energy equivalence, right? There's a mass energy equivalence. Listen, there's a mass energy equivalence which is described in the equation E equals mc squared, or the full one, E squared equals mc squared plus p times c squared, which is describing a moving system. Wait, I'm talking. It's amazing that the middle of my sentence interrupted the beginning of it.
To me.
That's nothing to do with any of this. That's chemicals.
No, it's not. It's all the same thing.
Bioluminescence is chemicals, right? Matter and energy are, you can create matter from energy, but light has zero charge. To create matter from energy is an extremely, you need a big process, but light itself, which is just energy, has zero charge. Not all matter has charge. I think you're confused between what matter and mass and charge is.
You have a bunch of people that obviously don't understand the actual property of thermodynamics and light.
I understand thermodynamics pretty well. During my physics degree, I did it for 18 months. What's the first law of thermodynamics?
Longer.
What's the first law of thermodynamics?
I know what it is. I'm so irritated.
What is it then? Yeah, what is it? If you know it, what is it?
I'm explaining something to you right now. I know what it is. I'll explain it to you later. I'm explaining something else right now.
All right, what's the zeroth law of thermodynamics? Or the second law of thermodynamics? Any of them?
Why are photons considered to be the instruments of the so-called electromagnetic force? As far as I know, please correct me. Photons have no electrical charge.
Thank you.
Nor are they influenced by magnetic fields.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on. Seems to be very inappropriate and highly misleading. Perhaps I'm missing something. Thank you. Okay.
So you just read out something that verifies what I've said. Photons have no charge.
I read this reason right there. I read this for this reason. Okay. Pay attention.
Come on. Read your script you don't understand.
My what? I don't understand.
Your script that you don't understand. Just like the nonsense you wrote on that board, which meant nothing.
Okay. So, with your electrons that have zero charge, zero possibility of creating charge, how were you...
Wait, excuse me. Electrons have charge. They've got a negative charge.
I'm sorry. I meant photons. Sorry.
Yeah, which have zero charge, yeah.
Charge. How are you able to detect dark matter? How are you able to detect whether or not this actually is moving or...
We haven't detected dark matter.
Silver, which does not create a charge.
Wait. You haven't... We haven't detected dark matter.
You still haven't explained to me why the silver mirror was actually gaining... Why?
What? The silver mirror simply splits the beam into two paths.
Two paths? Okay.
Yes.
Do you know the actual properties of the sun and magnetism in relation to gold and silver, and the moon in relation to gold and silver? Yeah,
that's irrelevant to how a fiber optic or laser gyroscope work.
It's not. Okay, the reason
being, but here's the thing, right? The results of the fiber optic gyroscope of 15 degrees per hour match what happened with the mechanical gyroscope and match the demonstration that I showed you of the pendulum. So
What
you
is
have
the
to you have to you have to
What is the
explain
pendulum
how
made of?
all of those measure the same thing, which
What
is a
is the pendulum made of?
15.0 hold on, which is a 15.04 degrees drift per day.
Was it a fluid periscope? Yes. If it was, it is still affected by the sun. It
Is
is
what?
still
Sorry?
affected by the sun
Sorry.
and moon's gravity.
Start that again. Start again from scratch. What did you say? Sorry, you're breaking up. I can't hear you. Could you start that? Sorry, your internet cut out a little bit there. Sorry. Are you there? Trey, are you
Yes,
there?
yeah.
Right, yeah. Sorry, what did you say about the sun and the moon then?
Okay. I was saying the way that where is my pen? Oh, I lost it. But anyway, the way that you see the gravity or the rotation and everything was actually proven by this pendulum and this laser beam. Okay.
And the mechanical gyroscope, yeah. Which and it matches all the predictions of all the models that we have. Your internet's cutting out again.
The actual rotation of the sun and the moon, and you're just taking it and putting it on
What's
the
that?
Earth.
No.
Moving the box around.
There's no
Either
way,
way,
Trey, hold on. There's no way that a fiber optic gyroscope, a mechanical gyroscope, or a pendulum can react to what the sun and moon are doing.
Yes, it does.
In what, right, so how would a laser gyroscope react to it when it doesn't react to any electromagnetic fields and it cannot see outside of the thing? Sorry?
The silver is extremely reactive to the sun. So is gold. You can't use
And how is that affecting what is happening within the light?
Because the Earth is flat.
No, that's
what
that's not that. Okay, no. You need to explain how they measure what they measure when, for instance, the moon doesn't move at 15 degrees, so it couldn't be measuring that.
Yes, it
All right?
does.
No, it doesn't. The moon does not move at 15 degrees. The sun does, but what the sun moves at 15 degrees exactly. But what? Listen. Right. Trey, listen. Trey, listen. Are you listening?
Yeah.
Right. The sun moves at 15 degrees per hour, but the Earth rotates at 15.04 degrees per hour. So what the gyroscopes measure is 15.04 degrees. So how could it be measuring the sun when that's 15 degrees per hour?
The moon moves 0.4.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It moves 1/3 of the sun. Exactly, almost 1/3 of the sun. That's a fact.
All right. And how is the laser gyroscope? How is the light creating an interference pattern that you say matches the rotation of the moon when light has no charge?
The silver is actually moved by the magnetic force.
But it's not the silver that it's measuring.
The silver moves.
No, it doesn't. The entire thing is still.
The silver moves. It becomes warped. And
The silver doesn't affect the passages.
Then why is the point of having the silver?
Because the silver, it's a half, right, it's half, listen, the silver is there because it covers half of the mirror and half of it isn't. It's basically, it's a silver mirror. You know, all mirrors have silver in to help with reflection, right? Listen, stop over talking and listen. All mirrors have silver in to help with reflection, and that's all it is. It's there to reflect the beam one way whilst the rest of it passes through. Right? Then the silver has nothing to do with the light that is recombining. The silver cannot affect the light. The light is not affected by the silver. The entire instrument is still. And here's the thing. If you rotate the instrument in the opposite direction to what the Earth is rotating, you actually get a negative result showing that it is countering the rotation of the Earth. Also, if it was the moon, that would mean that listen, don't interrupt, listen. If it was the moon, that would mean that the orientation of the device would be very important. Otherwise, it would not measure the correct rotation of the moon. It would have to be pointing towards the moon. And it does not matter where or how you put the instrument, it measures a 15.04 degrees. The silver in the mirror is just what a mirror has. But that does not explain what is affecting the mechanical gyroscope and the pendulum. And it's probably not even silver, to be honest.
It is. I looked it up. But actually, yeah, it's repelled. So that would explain your silver is actually repelled by magnetism. So that would actually give me an even better model to go with.
That doesn't explain the light.
Yes, it does. All the mirror has to do is move a little bit. It is the beginning. Here's the mirror. Here's the mirror. Okay. You have 4 mirrors.
All right, but it happens no matter where the moon is. So that doesn't meet your hypothesis.
Okay, this is here. You have a moon here and you have a sun here, and they're rotating. You have 15 degrees here. You say it's 15.4 here.
0.04, which is a sidereal day.
That's moving. And your moon is 0.4. Okay, well, you have your movement either way, pulled or pushed by your dipole magnetism. Okay. Inside this model, this is your Copernican model right here. You have your Earth, you have your sun, and you have your moon. Okay. That's it. Okay. Well, you also have your Copernican model on the other side where you can take and you put your Earth here. This is Earth now. This was the original model. This is the Earth. This is the sun.
You don't know what a model is.
This is what's moving.
It's not.
The sun and the moon.
Like, none of it.
It is.
And here's the thing. Actually, silver is a very, very weakly magnetic metal. Very weak.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's magnetic. It's repellent. It repels magnetism. It's magnetic.
Yeah, but regardless of whether it's diamagnetic or not, it's actually very weakly magnetic. Very, very, very weakly. Right? Not enough to affect every, and not every, and here's the thing, right? You get different types of gyroscopes that actually don't use a reflective mirror. They use fiber optic cables instead, right?
They didn't use those. They did not use that gyroscope.
Yeah, but here's the thing. All of the gyroscopes, whether they are a fiber optic or a ring laser, show the same result.
You're not going to find a gyroscope without a magnet or anything in it.
Yes, you are. Gyroscopes don't have magnets in them.
Yes, they do. They have all kinds of ferrous
No, they
metals
don't.
in it.
They don't have magnets in them.
What is a gyroscope made of?
They don't have You said they have magnets in. They don't have magnets in them.
Iron isn't magnetized?
It's not a magnet. No. It can be it can have a charge applied to it, but actually the materials that Stephen P used to create his mechanical gyroscope were ones that are very weakly magnetic as well. So they would not be affected by the things you say. And the pendulum, right, didn't have metal. It was a fucking block of concrete held up with a fishing wire.
Iron to me, but anyway, we can go back, but we could talk about spin force and gyroscopes and the actual magnetism if you want magnetism.
Well, I'm asking you to refute my evidence of the rotating Earth, and you haven't done it yet.
I did. I just told you that the sun and the moon are actually repellent of the silver. The silver on the actual...
It's not strongly magnetic enough for that to happen, sorry.
It's not magnetic, it's repellent.
Yeah, that's the type of magnetism.
In fact, the way that you would say that it would be in reverse is it would prove this more than would prove yours because...
No, it doesn't. Again, silver is very weakly magnetic. It is not strong enough to warp the materials.
It's repellent magnets.
Yes, that is... Oh my god, you fucking moron. Diamagnetism is still magnetism.
It's repellent to magnetism.
Yes, that's still magnetism, you dipshit.
No, you're insulting me because you can't...
No, I'm not insulting you. You are a dipshit. That's a description.
You're just a believer in Satan.
I don't have that. No, I don't have any beliefs. Don't push your ignorant fairy tales onto me, please.
You're pushing your ignorant fucking globe on me, dude.
No, I've shown you evidence that supports what I am saying, and you cannot refute how it can calculate. Right, and right, okay, let's work with the pendulums. Explain the pendulum to me.
tell me what those pendulums were made of, and I could explain it to you all night.
That pendulum is made of concrete and fishing wire.
Show it to me again. Let's see it again. Or, in fact, give me the name of this experiment, and I'll look up the actual materials.
Well, you can go onto the Gentleman Physicist's YouTube channel, right? So what we've got is a block of concrete wrapped in a plastic wire held with a fishing wire.
Okay. I mean, you could say it's that. We'll go with like what it looks like, because I mean, you're supposed to put all materials used inside of a experiment, but whatever.
But it doesn't matter the material. All pendulums do the same, regardless of the material.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Take a ferrous metal and a non-ferrous metal pendulum and swing them.
And they do exactly the same.
Same weight.
They do exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Yeah, regardless of the material. Regardless of the material, they do exactly the same.
No, they don't. No, they don't. You've
Yes,
not
they
done
do.
this experiment.
I've made a gyroscope myself. Yes, I have.
Why did gyroscope? You know what?
Sorry, pendulum. Sorry, I've made a pendulum. Sorry.
Pendulums and gyroscopes. Did you use magnets? I don't think you know what you're talking about.
Says the Dunning-Kruger expert there. Yeah, so I've made a pendulum. I've done the maths. I've done that experiment. Every pendulum in the world does the same thing, regardless of material.
No, it doesn't. That is a lie.
No, it's not. It's a fact.
No, it's not. That's
yes, it is.
You said fact. That's not a fact.
It is. Every pendulum will do exactly the same thing. That's how they made the predictions for this experiment.
Every pendulum do the same thing?
Like, just crying because you don't like a fact, it makes you look like a child.
You have no facts.
You don't know any maths. You don't know maths.
Insults, ignorance, Satan.
Ignorance, excuse me, what's the derivative of x squared again?
A what?
What's the derivative of x squared again?
X squared again? You mean 10x squared?
No, what's the derivative of x squared?
You forgot, didn't you?
What's the derivative of x squared? I'm asking you. Do you know? I told you earlier. Can you remember?
Dude, I don't give a fuck what you asked me. I know what it is. I'm not giving you...
No, you don't. You don't know what it is because you don't know any maths or physics or engineering.
Because you want me to. You want me to.
Yeah, I'd like... I don't need to call you stupid. You've demonstrated your stupidity for everybody to see.
How every pendulum on Earth... Explain to me how every single pendulum on Earth does the same thing regardless of what it's made of. That's what I want you to do.
Because of the Coriolis force.
Oh, you mean a fictitious force that isn't real? Okay.
Fictitious force doesn't mean it isn't real.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It means it's a result of something else. It means it's a result of something else, and it is just a fictitious force.
Yeah, and it's something that is calculable and measurable and does exist.
It's not fucking real.
So how can you calculate it? How can you measure it if it's not real? How can you measure centrifugal force if it's not real?
Okay, let me take my phone.
Guys, this is one of the dipshits that think that fictitious forces aren't real. This is Flerf 101. He is such a noob Flerf that he is of the opinion fictitious forces are not real. Tell that to anyone that has to deal with centrifugal forces.
You don't have to if you believe the Earth is flat and know the truth. They do that to deceive people. NASA means to deceive in
No,
Hebrew.
it does not. No, it does not. NASA does not mean to deceive in Hebrew. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Well, how is it spelled? It's Neshah. Is it not? Is it not Neshah?
No, it's not. It's NASA.
What is it then?
It's NASA. There is no word in Hebrew for NASA. The closest is Nasha, which actually means to lift up, not to deceive.
A space agency. It's not a space agency.
Actually, and Nasha actually, shut up and listen. Nasha actually means to lift up, not to deceive.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Excuse me, you are arguing right now with a native Hebrew speaker who told me that.
Then this explains everything.
It explains how you're really dumb because you're flowing.
Everything. Your Kabbalah is why you do.
Hey, answer me this. Answer me this, Mr. Maths. Mr. Maths, what's an imaginary number? Do you know?
0. 0 is an imaginary number.
Fuck me, you're dense. Right, okay, I've been asked by the audience to ask you a couple of questions. Are you willing to answer?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a triangle of sides 1, 1, and 1. What are the internal angles?
33. What? 30, what? Talking about a triangle like this, isosceles equal size? The angle?
Right, so, yeah, so a triangle of sides 1, 1, and 1, what would the internal angles be?
The internal angle, like that.
Yeah.
So you're saying this?
Yes.
This?
Yeah, what are the internal angles?
You're going to sit there. Everything has to equal out to 360. So you're actually going to
What?
go
No. Triangles add up to 180 degrees, not 360. All right?
Then why is the imaginary square?
I'm
What's
not talking
that?
about a square. I'm talking about a triangle.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm talking about. What's this over here? What's that?
That's another triangle.
We're not doing like false numbers
So,
and stuff.
You
We're
said
not talking about particular
right, okay,
lines.
right. So the first answer you got wrong. You said 30, 30, 30. No, it's 60, 60, 60. Wait. You agreed that you would answer questions from the audience, right? You got the first one wrong, right? So the second one is I've got a number, right? This number is 10 to the negative 17. Is that a positive or a negative number?
10 to the negative 17.
Yeah.
It's a positive number.
Okay, very good. So what's 5 divided by 0?
5 divided by 0 is 5.
So you're saying 0 equals 1?
When you divide a number,
Yeah. So
by 0,
what's 5 divided by 1?
a false number.
What's 5 divided by 1?
5 divided by 1 is 1. 5.
So
Divided by
5 divided by 1 is 5. And you just said that 5 divided by 0 is 5. So according to you, 0 equals 1. You fucking
I'm sorry,
moron.
I'm not paying you any attention. I'm reading right now.
I doubt you
I
can
don't
read.
care about questions.
I honestly
I've already
don't believe that you can read.
I don't care about your audience because they don't care about my message.
You don't have a message. You have dumbassery.
No, you have Satan. You're a Kabbalist.
No, I don't. Excuse me. Don't push your religious beliefs on me. Don't push your religious beliefs on me. I don't believe in Satan. I do not believe in Satan. Do not push your religious nonsense onto me. Okay? You're the one that believes in Satan, not me. So do not push that onto me.
Why were you so proud to say you speak Hebrew? Is it because if you don't?
I didn't say I speak Hebrew. I said I know a native Hebrew speaker.
I thought you said you do.
No,
And you were.
I said I know a native Hebrew speaker. Try and open up your ears. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in the appropriate amounts.
You can't hear either. You don't listen, so why?
I do listen, and so far you've said nothing worth listening to. What does Hebrew have to do with Satan, by the way?
There's a lot of people that have watched this that realize that you're a fucking shill.
I'm a shill. So what's a shill? What's a shill?
A shill is anybody that is totally just built on letting the program run as long as possible.
That's not what a shill is. Did you just Dunning-Kruger a shill? Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like, absolutely incredible. A shill is someone that is, for instance, paid to give a particular message. I'm not paid by anyone.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, my fans support me, but no one pays me.
Yeah, they do.
Who pays me?
I can tell you who you paid.
Who pays me? Come on. Who pays me?
All I'm saying.
No. Come on. Who pays me?
You have a chance to be paid everything.
I have a chance to what?
Tell the truth.
I'm telling the truth. Who pays me? You're the one that just claimed someone pays me, so I just want to know who is it. Because if I'm due a wage, I should probably ask them for that, right? I've been doing this for 3 years.
Oh yeah, you have a wage. Your wage is overdue. I'd say so.
I don't think you know what wage means either. Amazing.
It means your penance. What you would receive back
That's
in the day.
That's not what wage means.
Calories, so to speak.
Yeah, again, don't push your religious nonsense onto me. I don't care. I don't believe in it.
Oh, everyone worth their weight in salt.
Everyone's worth their
Are
weight
they?
in salt.
Yeah. And I'll say one thing, and then I think that we should just leave it at that. Because I'm not going to reach you. You're not going to reach me.
Yeah, you're too dumb to be reached, honestly.
You're too fucking much of an asshole and a retard to even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Dude,
All
you wrote a bunch of, like, what you wrote on the board looked like a spider ran through some ink and had an epileptic fit. All right? None of that maths made any sense. You don't even know what you wrote on that board. You are not an engineer. You don't know applied mathematics. You don't know physics. You don't even understand the Bible.
Work for the Jews. Oh yeah.
No, I don't. So you're an anti-Semite as well, right?
Yes, because you can't.
Yeah, that makes you a complete and utter fucking asshole.
Anything that tries to turn people and make them believe that the Earth is a fucking globe.
No one needs to believe it because it is a globe.
Oh, it is a globe. Based off of what?
All the evidence, the pictures, the videos, the facts, the measurements, everything.
On consummation of you. Your consummation of you.
Okay? Here we go. Here's another flat earther for you.
If you're seeing through this hole, through the next hole, and seeing the light at the backboard, or at 17 feet off the water, the Earth is flat. If he's holding it up at 23 feet high and we're seeing the light, well, that's because the Earth's curved. So I should only be able to see it when it's at 17 feet. Okay, go ahead and drive down there, Enrique. You're going to hold the light there. Enrique, how high is your light?
17 feet.
I mean, it's as... we don't see you, Enrique. Lift up your light way above your head.
Everyone ready?
Interesting.
Interesting.
Interesting there.
Yeah, so there's a flat earther measuring the curve of the Earth. It's interesting. It's really interesting that it's amazing that you would say the Earth is flat, right? When we can measure it as curved and rotating.
You measure it every time that you create a new mathematical principle. You measure.
No, that's not how maths works.
Yeah, it does. If it doesn't work that way, how come they describe the way the ISS flies over the Earth on a flat Earth model?
They didn't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
They do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Really?
Yeah, they describe the ISS using orbital mechanics.
Is that orbital mechanics? Okay. Right. That's orbital mechanics.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's that from?
What is that?
Where's that from? What is that?
Oh, this? You mean this thing I got from the actual International Space Station like website?
Yeah, and you think that means that they model things over a flat Earth?
I understand what it means. It means a circular view of the Earth. And that's
I know you don't know what it means at all. Like in the slightest.
Found your globe. You have your globe. That's the little space. That's not what it means.
So
mathematics.
There's someone that used to work for this channel called Red's Rhetoric who's actually measured the International Space Station himself, where it is.
With what? His ass?
No, using two cameras and measuring the transit and doing some simple trigonometry.
Out of because it's fucking fake. If it
No,
wasn't fake,
how did they measure? How did they measure the distance to it if it's fake?
Because it literally is a psyop that comes out of the Air Force. It's retarded.
No. They measured independently. Listen, I don't think you understand. They measured independently the distance to it, the speed it was traveling, and the size of it.
I can do that with this picture I have right here on a flat Earth too.
No, you can't.
I can do this exact. Yes, I can.
You could not. You could not use that to measure the. Listen, I don't think you understand. They didn't use a picture. They physically measured the distance to it in real life.
How?
Using two cameras. That's all they needed. Using two cameras, they had two cameras set a mile apart, right? And they both viewed at the same time the ISS transiting the moon. Okay? Then they did measurements based on both their observations, used parallax and trigonometry to actually calculate the distance away using the base of the triangle. Simple fucking trigonometry. And what they did was they calculated, based on their own measurements, the height, the speed, and the size of the ISS. And what they got matched what NASA say. They did it independently. It's something that you could, well, probably not you, you'd rather chew chalk, I'm sure. But it's something anyone with a semblance of a brain could do.
You're just a freaking mouthpiece for the globe. That's all you are. You are a worthless piece of shit to them. They don't care about you. Satan doesn't care about you. You don't even care about
Satan
yourself.
isn't real, so I don't care. I care about myself.
You.
Satan isn't real. Look,
You insulted me.
dude, Satan isn't real. The Tooth Fairy's not real. The Easter Bunny's not real. Try and grow up.
Gravity's not real. Because
Gravity's 100% real. Gravity is 100% real. As a physics student, I confirmed gravity in the first month of my physics degree when I when I did my own Cavendish experiment.
Oh God, here we fucking go with the Cavendish experiment.
Yeah, I did it myself.
Fucking go with the Cavendish. Okay, let me tell you something. The Cavendish experiment, if you want to run that for real, all you got to do is just look at Antarctica, bud. Because it's fucking circling us, and it circles it. That's
actually, I've been to Antarctica, and you're wrong. Yeah, actually, I during my time in the Royal Navy as a submariner, I was in McMurdo Base, McMurdo Station in Antarctica, and I can guarantee you that it is not an ice wall. And did you know that every 2 years there is a boat race that goes around Antarctica? Every 2 years.
Doesn't go all the way around. Actually.
Yes, it does. Actually, it does. It goes right the way around.
How? No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
To people.
No, anyone can look this up. Anybody can look this up. The boat race every 2 years around Antarctica goes around the entire thing.
Yeah, they're not going to Antarctica. They're probably going to a substrate island.
No. They're going to Antarctica and going around it.
You're a jackass, dude.
Why? Because you don't like facts. Because I'm a jackass because you don't like maths and you can't do maths and you don't understand physics. That makes me a jackass.
You can't even refuse.
You don't even know that light doesn't have a charge.
It does have a charge. How do you,
light does not have a charge, you moron.
Explain ether. You can't.
The ether doesn't exist.
Yes, it does.
No, it does not. It was disproven with the Michael Morley experiment.
Never disproven because even Einstein says it still needed to be there. So
no, he did not. Einstein did not say the ether needs to be there.
Why do you need the unity constant?
You don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
You're just lying. You're a
no,
liar.
I'm not. The ether was disproven.
You insult. It's not proven.
The ether was disproven. The ether was disproven.
You're not going to get a kingdom, I promise, man.
I wouldn't want to go to heaven. It's full of morons like you.
Oh no, you're not going anywhere but here. You're staying here, bud.
Well, I'm alright with that. I quite like where I am.
Better be.
Yeah.
You fucking better be, because...
Right, so are you telling me there's a time when all you dipshits are going to be taken away? I fucking can't wait.
Okay. I would love you to explain to me the flexural gravity wave over floating ice sheets near vertical walls.
The floating ice sheets, what about them?
Over floating ice sheets near a vertical wall. Abstract. The behavior of flexural gravity waves propagating over a semi-infinite floating ice sheet.
What are you reading about?
Oh, where did I get this?
Mm-hmm.
Small amplitude linear wave theory. The vertical wall is assumed to be either fixed or harmonically oscillating with constant horizontal displacement, in which case the problem is analogous of an harmonically oscillating plane vertical wave maker.
Yeah, you don't understand what any of that means, do you?
Yes, it's talking about I know what you're going to say it means. Wave maker. The potential flow approach is adhered and the higher order mode coupling relations are applied to determine the unknown coefficients present in the Fourier expansion formula. Of the potential functions, the ice sheet is modeled as a thin, semi-infinite elastic beam.
Okay, and what does this have to do with anything? You reading something you don't understand, what does that show?
Listen to me, shut up and listen.
What is a magnetic wake?
The 3 different edge conditions are applied to a finite edge of the floating ice sheet. The effects of different edge conditions, the thickness of the ice sheet, and the water depth on the surface strain, the shear force along the ice sheet, the horizontal force on the vertical wall, and the flexural gravity wave profile are analyzed in detail. Now let me explain to you what this is. This is an abstract. You can look it up yourself.
Uh-huh.
Is it back? No, you can't see it. Yeah, you can't see that.
Yeah, I can see it. It's not backwards for me. I know you don't know how Zoom works, but that's fine.
I mean, I thought it was... Well, shut the... You're funny, dude.
I am funny.
Saying,
that's why I got 50,000 subscribers.
I would not be sitting here arguing my ass off.
You know what amazes me is that you're the sperm that won.
I'm the what?
You're the sperm that won. It's incredible.
You're the sperm that won. We're here together in this, bud, because of God. Me and you were sitting here.
Excuse me, God had nothing to do with my conception. Thank you very much.
It has nothing to do with it. And one day you're going to fall down on one knee and you're going to feel bad
No, I'm
for
not.
everything you've ever.
I can't bend down on my knee. It's broken.
Are you mad? Are you mad because you're condemned
I'm
to a
definitely
wheelchair?
insane. Yeah. I'm not in a wheelchair. I need a walking stick, though, to get everywhere. Do you like my walking stick? My wife made this for me. Have you seen this?
Hallelujah.
Check this out.
That's all. Look, I really like you. I don't want to be mad. I'm not mad at you at all. I really enjoyed the fact that you brought me on here. We had a good time. I had fun.
I got very angry. Right, how about I read the super chats that we've got, see if there's any questions for you from the audience.
Are you mad? You shouldn't be mad, dude. You should be happy to be here.
Have you not seen me smiling during this entire interaction? Because it's been fucking hilarious.
You're going to insult me. It doesn't matter.
I didn't insult you. Just calling you an idiot is an apt description.
So that photons can actually create charge.
No, they can't. Photons don't have charge because light doesn't have a charge. So, right, first message is from Alison. Right, I've got some questions for you from the audience. Alison says for $5.
How does the solar wind positively charge ions?
Because the solar wind isn't light.
No, it's not light.
Yeah, solar wind isn't light. It's radiation.
Light is deceptive like Satan. It's either a particle or a wave.
Light is deceptive like Satan. Fuck me. Right, so anyway, Alison asks a question for $5. He says, why is all navigation based on a globe? And he says, please don't lie to me, I'm a pilot.
Okay. Why? Oh, does it use an azimuthal map?
No, he uses a globe.
Really?
Yeah.
All navigation.
Yeah.
Based off a globe.
Absolutely.
What's the
as a sailor, I can confirm this, yes.
Of course you could. You'd sit here and tell me that the fucking moon was made of cheese if you fucking get away with it.
No, I wouldn't, because that would be stupid.
No, it's fucking stupid that you believe.
So why is all the navigation based on a globe?
Why is navigation based on a globe?
All navigation.
Oh yeah, I actually have the extracts on this. Any charted data that's automatically taken in by a system now is automatically put into another system, which actually compiles it to globe data. So,
no, that's incorrect. They use particular datums which are from measurements. So why is all navigation based on a globe, and why is it accurate?
It's not a fucking globe. It's flat as fuck. And so
then why is all navigation based on a globe, and why is it measured to be curved?
Because Satan wants you to believe that it is curved by the poison.
Right, so any measurements are just Satan fooling you.
Equations.
Did your parents drop you on your head when you were a child?
No, you were.
Oh, I know. You were on the lead paint diet, weren't you?
No, I'm too young for that. You're the kind of old guy that looks like he was eating fucking lead paint.
How old are you?
31.
I'm 37. Wait, no, I'm 38. I'm 38.
Look, the globe, whatever
Is
reason
real.
you have to find everybody, I don't care.
Okay.
I've told you my part. I've told you my portion. You don't want to listen. You're here to argue. You don't want to learn.
I'm here to debunk you, but you didn't really give any evidence to
I haven't
debunk.
debunked anything.
Ricky Hewitt, who's been a member for 7 months, says the Poe is strong with this one. I'm not sure. I was getting Poe vibes, but maybe just stupid. Generally Shady, $2 says, enough already, no point, toss this salad out. Yeah, that math salad was great. Osimo for $4.99 says, what is this nonsense? Please give us the flat earth evidence. Yeah, they were disappointed you didn't give any evidence.
It doesn't matter because you can't give me any evidence. The evidence
I gave you evidence, and you went, no, silver's affected by magnets and light has a charge. So, Fog Repair Ship Akashi for $2 says, can I get this word salad with a side of what the fuck? Yeah, I know, right? Alison for $2 says, is he reading off a script? Really? That's the only way you can understand the maths, yes. Ricky Hewitt, £2 says, the rain hitting my window is making more sense. Tim Tully for $10 says, beautiful equations with not a shred of evidence. What wine goes best with that word salad? Yeah. I'm just going to go through and see if there's any questions for you. Fog Repair Ship Akashi for $2 says, found a perfect vacuum. It's between this guy's ears. Better Charge, $5 New Zealand dollars says, I really don't think this guy understands what he's saying, let alone the maths given the litmus test. He failed the litmus test. Fog Repair Ship Akashi, $2. I know what crashed Facebook. This guy's stupidity. Mark Zuckerberg lost so much money today.
I trust you, honestly.
Yeah, now you're playing pigeon chess. Brilliant. Stringer News 1, $5. I'm going to patent the flat earth, the charge royalties for using the name. Laughy face emoji. Tim Tully, $5 says, 70 AD was the destruction of Pompeii, not Rome. Read a history book. Yep.
Okay, Jerusalem didn't fall, neither did Rome. Okay. Whatever.
70 AD was the destruction of Pompeii, not Rome.
No, the destruction of Rome and Jerusalem as well. 64 AD to 70 AD.
No. Schrodinger's cat, the big time YouTuber in the house, $1.99 says Poe. STE for £2 says 17 topics per minute.
$99 or what? Like, what are you making? Like $2 to insult me?
No, that was $199.
Dude, you're such a fucking shit.
Rachel Daniels for is that 7?
You're funny.
Oh, right, that's $100 from Rachel Daniels says, as I pack my dishwasher, I realize it takes more brain power than what Trey is doing. Stringer News 1 for $200. Abe Simpson is more entertaining when he rambles. General E Shady for $200 Australian. At that point, I'm going to face truck on the highway. Please don't listen while you're driving. It's dangerous. Alison, $200. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the Apex Flatty. He was a bit of a noob flatty, honestly. Fogger Persia Bakashi for $5 says, this is a meme with Luke Skywalker that sums the Flerfs opening perfectly. Ironically, I would rather watch that movie again than listen to this Flerf. Yeah, the new trilogy wasn't great, was it? XXDR Dreams 5XX for 200 says, F in the chat for this guy. Indie Tiger for $5 says, I'm an engineer. If I've been lied to, why do the things I design actually work if I'm using bad math?
That depends on whether or not he's a Mason or a Jesuit or an actual...
No, he's just an engineer.
Is he a member of any particular...
He's just an engineer. He's just an engineer, and the things that he make works.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you, dude. You know the truth.
Yeah, the Earth's a globe. That's the truth.
Are lying to people.
Nope.
That's why you took hiatus. That's why you owed fucking $300,000 and.
That's why I took a hiatus. What are you on about?
You owe fucking people, man.
What do I owe people? Who do I owe?
I know.
What are you even on about? What hiatus are you on about?
Okay.
Like seriously, what are you on about?
850,000. That's what I'm on about.
What are you on about? 850,000. What is that?
What is that? What
Yeah.
did you tell me?
I don't know. You're making shit up. You're fucking hilarious. My wife, if I owed 850,000, my wife would literally crucify me. Wolf for $2. I've been married for. I've been married for 15 years in April.
No, you didn't. You just got married, dude.
I've been married for 15 years in April.
On your Facebook? When? When did you get married?
April the 7th, 2007.
15 years. No
Yes.
fucking way.
I've been with my wife nearly 20 years.
I don't believe that. Can't believe that.
You disbelieve that I was married in April the 7th, 2007. What's that?
You're just like, I'm kind of bored, dude. Let's just end this.
Oh,
You're not gonna
there might be more questions. Wolf, $2 says, can I get some dressing for that word salad? Baron Von G, 499 says, I voted yes for flat earth evidence in the poll. I'm a hopeless romantic. Frogapership Akashi for $5 says, God is a sadistic asshole. Venti is my God. He is cute, kind, doesn't ask you to suck his dick or burn, and he lets you live your life. Lord Illuminous Poo, for $2 says, he makes sense, but damn it, who's burning toast? Get to a doctor's. Girthy Earth for 500 says, his math says 3 minus 3 equals 0 and 2 minus 2 equals 0, therefore 3 equals 2. Yeah, no, the math kind of said that 3 equals 4, but I don't think he realised that. Baron Bon G for $4.99. Of course, there will be no evidence for flat Earth. All the evidence points towards a spinning mass of matter, sphere. Shout out to Milaki Kopernik. I probably can't pronounce that.
Kopernik in the chat.
Mikolaj Kopernik. Connell Silver for 500 says, I'm not a math guy, and I don't even know that Trey's math is complete in art. And even I know that Trey's math is complete in art of BS. Come on, Flerf, do better. Of course, there's also Kabbalah. Fail. Another 500 for Design Song 1. If math solidifies lies, why are you attempting to use math to get a religious truth?
Because that's the way. That's what I'm trying to prove. I don't have to prove it.
So religion is a lie. Oh, cool. Nice. Mad Wolf for 500 says, please, somebody notify the nearest hospice. They have to know one of the residents has escaped. I did let Arkham know that one of the patients was out. Connell Silver for $5. I know I've said this many times before. Flerfs are not Christians. The Bible does not teach a flat earth. I defy any Flerf to prove otherwise. Yeah, I know. I've read the entire Bible, several different versions of it, and nowhere does it say that the earth is flat. However, it does talk about the earth's rotation, and the sun rising and setting, and people being taken from a point where it's light and dark, which can only happen on a rotating sphere. So...
calls it a circle. It's
no. It actually talks about the rotation of Earth. Please read the Bible.
Where? Give me that verse.
Yeah, I don't know the exact verse, but it shows that the Earth. It talks. No, you haven't.
I know more.
Don't lie. You can't read.
I've gotten more about the world and your rotating ball Earth than you will ever know about.
No, you don't.
You know what?
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't know anything.
Never change.
I'm surprised that you can get dressed without help. Honestly,
it gets you paid.
When you go outside, you have to wear a crash helmet.
So let me tell you something. You can insult me all you.
Baron Von G, Quinlan, 1977, 500 says, can the Flerf write the derivative of the Weierstrass function?
Can I write the derivative of the what? The Weierstrass function.
Of the Weierstrass function.
The Weierstrass.
No, you don't know what that is, do you? Baron Von G for $9.99 says, wow, 1,000, dude, that's amazing. Gravity is just what it is, an observation through experiments. Objects accelerate down, center a sphere at a steady rate. On Earth it's X, on the Moon it's Y. It's an acceleration, nothing falls. Correct, physics, they don't get it. Connor Silver for $5. Hey, Flerf fool, don't come to debate if you don't want to prove your point. It's literally why debates exist, so you can prove your point. Yeah, you came with no evidence, which is disappointing.
You wouldn't listen to my point if
I listened to your point. I listened to your point for 15 minutes. You ramble on, writing some nonsense on the board, and then saying God did it. Right?
You were already thinking about what you were going to say before you said it. You don't fucking listen.
That's because I was paying attention to what you were saying and formulating a response, which was that's fucking nonsense.
This is what I got wrong.
You got everything wrong. You got everything wrong.
83% on the whatever, dude.
Yeah, well, okay, B minus, C at the most.
Good night. I'm tired. It was fun.
Are you going to run away? I haven't finished yet.
Arguing with you because you're here to argue, not to learn. God bless you. Peace be unto you. Goodbye.
Okay, I'll take that as a rage quit. Off you go.
I'm not rage quitting.
If you leave, you're rage quitting.
I'm not rage quitting.
Well, then wait
Look,
until we're finished.
Okay.
Stringer News 1 for 200 says, gravity is just a light in the sky. Stringer, you know what? I can never thank you enough for all the support you've given me for the few years I've been here. It blows my mind. Thank you. Fog Repair Ship Akashi. What's that?
Pay you to lie.
Yeah, cool. Fog Repair Ship Akashi 500. My dad engineers airbags. He says this Flerf isn't an engineer. This guy is beyond the pale of stupid. Even Santos and Mario could at least stay on topic. No, they couldn't.
We're giving him your fucking money.
Eon Dust 500. You jealous? Says this guy is an engineer. I wouldn't trust him to build my IKEA cabinet.
You care more about money than you do the truth. That's stupid. That makes
no. I care about the truth, which is why I counter every nonsense bit of shite that comes out of Flat Earthers' mouth. You do realise, right, that I have literally killed the Flat Earth.
No, you have. You can't disprove anything I said. Everything you build off of Flat Earth.
No, you don't.
You're still building off of it.
Yeah, but I'm not kidding, right? Go and look at trends. Go and look at Google, right? Go and look at Google Trends, right? And look at when my channel started to now, and then look at Flat Earth and compare it, and you will see that when my channel started, Flat Earth started doing this. I've killed the Flat Earth.
People see this episode, you're done, dude.
People see this episode, they're gonna think you are the dumbest motherfucker on the planet.
Dude, they're gonna think that you're the biggest shill on a. You get paid for people to insult Flat Earth.
Stringer News 1 500 says there are no dumb questions, only dumb people asking dumb questions.
You did not dispute that. You cannot.
John Cromer, I refuted everything you said. John Cromer for 500 says, although slow to start, this dumpster fire is hilarious.
If they don't stop watching you after the
Hey, remind me again what the derivative of x squared is.
Hey, why don't you tell me how dipole magnetism works on a freaking laser beam, huh?
Dipole magnetism works on a laser beam. It doesn't, because light has no charge.
Light does have charge, and you're going to know one
Light
day
does not have charge, you dipshit. Baron Von G for 4.99 says, I have flat earth evidence. The Catholic order of Jesuits exists. That's it. Jesuits exist, therefore the earth is flat. Addison for $2 says, got a lie to Flerf.
Can't forget about Zionism too, everybody.
Oh, Zionism, I'm anti-Semite piece of shit. Stop faking for $5 says, ask him why 99.9... Hey, question for you. Stop faking's asked you a question for 500 says, ask him why 99.99% of all Christians theologians willingly accept the heliocentric model.
Because Helios is the Apollo's sun god of Satan? I don't know.
Cool story, bro. What an embarrassment to Christianity. Shake my head. Yeah, I know. Krabby J for 500 says, loves your destruction of Flerfers. I'm never going to stop. Bella Charge for $2 New Zealand says, it's the new JM Truth. Now, he knew that 10 to the negative 17 was a positive number, better than JM Truth. Rachel O'Daniels, who's been a member of the channel for 22 months, all the love, says, these s'mores go well with my Flerf tear coffee. Yeah, I bathe myself in the tears of Flerfs every morning. You guys have given me so many super chats. This is insane. Thank you. Folker Pership Akashi for 200 says, Flerf can't scale. He's ticking all the boxes. Then he says, this total moron is pure distilled Flerfism. And then Lord Luminous Pooh says, all hail the great Saltine. Then we got Philosopher King Gaming, who's been a member for 9 months, right? If the God of the Bible is real, he is the most evil being in all of existence. Cursing naive children, mass slaughter, substantiary atonement. Yeah. Let's ask you about that, right? You believe in God and Satan and stuff, right? So you've read the Bible. Tell me, in the Bible, who killed more people, God or Satan?
Who killed more people? That's
God or Satan.
The reason I will explain this to you is in Numbers. It describes that anyone taken is not to be counted. And those people are known as the Levites. And the Levites are actually counted among the people of Israel as the leaves. Jesus' mother was she was not a Jew. She was
no, I'm just people, humans. How many humans were killed by God and how many were killed by Satan?
We are gods. We are gods to be killed because he redeems us in the end.
No, then we're not anyone's to be killed. No one has the right to kill me. But just answer the question, all right? Just answer the question. Who killed more people? God.
To give
dude, it's a simple question.
Live for except
It's a
money
it's a
and
simple
lies?
it's a simple question. Who killed more, God or Satan?
Who killed more people?
Yeah,
Satan.
God. No, Satan didn't kill
We
anyone in the
never
Bible.
died. Satan gave us the ability to die. When he deceived Eve and we were cast
No,
out of heaven.
no, no.
he did
God
not-
is God is the one that killed people, not Satan.
No, he's not.
Please read the
No, he's
Bible.
not. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. God wiped
Who do
out
you
the whole
want-
of humanity, not Satan.
Who is your Jewish God?
I don't have one.
Yes, you do.
I don't believe in God, so I don't have a God.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You
I
don't
do not
to-
have a God.
You can lie to me. I'm just a goy. You're just lying to me. I know.
I don't
know
have a
for
God. I
fact.
do not believe in God. I am not a child.
Yes, you are. You're a child of Satan.
No,
I
I'm
know
not.
you
I
are.
don't believe in Satan. That's your child thing, not mine.
All heliocentric hemisphere behind
Cool.
you.
So,
Because you
Better
believe
Charge
in
says,
Satan.
for 2 New Zealand dollars says, if there has to be a creator, who created God?
God is all knowing, and He was the beginning and the ending.
So there
If you
doesn't
read
have
the
to be.
book-
So there doesn't have to be a creator then.
No, He's God. It is the all.
What? So
It is
magic.
God. It's
So
God.
magic. Magic
The
then, yeah.
light is not the answer. The light
Magic.
is deception.
So you're magic, yeah.
No, magic is not miracle. Magic requires.
No, no, no. It clearly is magic.
No, it's not. It's the word.
Yeah, magic.
Magic requires ingredients.
No, it doesn't.
It requires alcohol. Yes, it does. You have to have magic.
It's magic.
to do it.
So right, okay, magic.
okay.
I get it. Magic. Cool. No worries.
Magic.
So-
You turn a flat thing around. That's magic. but you
Area
got money
85
to do it.
Restoration says, if the Flerf has a degree in mechanical engineering, asking what the derivative of x squared is. I did. That went fucking hilariously. Wow,
You can't
so
even
many
tell
super
me-
chats.
you don't even
Fog Repair
you can't
Shibakashi
explain what
says,
you ask.
hey, Fog Repair Shibakashi says, how come hurricanes prove the Coriolis?
Hurricanes don't prove Coriolis.
They absolutely do.
Coriolis-
You clearly don't understand Coriolis.
Would rotate is because your actual air systems, which I just read, are because of the Antarctic plates, which revolve around the flat Earth.
No, they
Debunk that, there, bud. I found it. I will
Oh,
post in the
my
chat.
goodness.
I will post the actual abstract, and then I mean, how do you refute that? Are
So,
you right?
I mean, you just don't understand what you read. It's hilarious. Baron Bonji 499 says,
I
FTFE,
know-
when will you realise that when you bring up any maths, the flat earther stops listening? I don't know. He brought up, well, maths. Connell Silverfair of $2 says, remember kids, Google is peer reviewed. Mario has stopped talking to me. Fog Repair Shipakashi $2 says, he's beyond help, even by Flerf standards, for fuck's sake. Connell Silverfair for $2 says, fake Christian, fake engineer, real Flerf idiot. And then John Cromer, who's been a member for 5 months. You made my phone Google right now. Sorry. Fog Repair Shibakashi says, for the alcohol, you definitely need now, FTFE. Yeah, some tequila could go down quite well. Eon Dust $5 says, honey, printing out a certificate that says I is engineer does not make you one. Where did you go to college to get your engineering degree?
Actually, I went to tech school. So it wasn't like a big. It was a Wiregrass Technical Institute.
So not a degree then.
I did go. I mean, I paid enough attention to get through and get a job. But like
So you
I said,
don't have a degree in engineering?
Yeah, I do. I paid enough attention to retain the information. The
So you
information
don't
I
have an
retained-
actual degree then?
I told you I have a degree.
From a technical college
Yes.
that you didn't pay much attention to. Brilliant. Baron Von G
I'm gonna
says
say one
499
thing.
at Chung, an imbecile.
I am what I am.
Dumb. Alison for $5 says, I've not gained weight during COVID. The sun and the moon warped my polished silver mirror. This guy is no engineer. That's the general consensus, yes. Fog Repair Shipakashi, $2 says, if gyroscopes had magnets, they would be useless. I mean, some spun up ones do use magnets to kind of maintain the revolution, but it's not like they're not actually magnetic themselves. Fog Repair Shipakashi, $5 says, so all silver and gold should have been pushed out of the solar system, and all iron should have crashed into the sun because of the magnetic field. Apparently so.
How?
Yeah, hey, remember that time when you said diamagnetism isn't magnetism? That was fucking classic.
I didn't say that. You said that.
No,
I
you
was
said that.
repeating- Oh,
You literally said it's not magnetism, it's diamagnetism.
And you continue.
Are you so dumb that you forget what was set to discuss like 90 minutes ago? Philosopher King Gaiman for $2 says, dare this clod to recreate GP's pendulum experiment.
I'm
What?
tired. I'm literally tired.
Okay,
I'm
well,
tired.
we've got a few more. David Vare says, Trey Hutchinson, learn to admit when you're wrong. Gyros are not magnetic. Stop lying. You are not a Christian. What do you say to that?
Just said that some are magnetic, man. Vhatever. I'm not dealing with you people.
Fogger Persia Pakashi, for Venti's sake, this Flerf is just insane. Rip me. Another one, Flerf is so triggered. May Venti help him somehow.
Not triggered. It's just I'm not casting pearls to swine.
Cool.
Knowledge
Baron
is hard
Von G,
to come by.
499 says, let's not argue about language. Is to walk. Jay.
Love you. God bless you all.
Don't tell
This
you
is-
love me. That's creepy.
No,
NA
this-
for $6.66 says, hail Satan.
Winning,
Hail Satan
everybody.
indeed. Hail Satan.
Hey, bye.
Are you
This is
rage
a-
quitting?
this is not a rage
Are
quit.
you,
I'm
are you
just
rage quitting
tired.
before I'm done? I'm nearly finished.
Goodbye.
We've got a question for you. It says, "What do you know? What moment of inertia is?
I know what moment of inertia is.
What is it?
Whenever the becomes affected by the actual outward force of gravity. So leave me alone. Goodbye.
That's
Okay.
not really a very good explanation, but carry on. Conor Silver for $2 says, so he's saying Jews are Satan. Oh, he disappeared. I'm counting that as a rage quit because I told him I wasn't finished. Marty Mad Scientist for $5 Canadian says, thank you, my faith in stupid has been restored. I can rest happy again. NA says 666, Satan pays me. Hail Satan. Honestly, guys, I can't believe the fucking super chats tonight. I've had a great time. Blue Marble Science, $5 says, asking what moment of inertia is. Any mechanical engineers knows that in his sleep. He almost got it right. Fogger Persia Pakashi, $2. That 83% was 100% luck. It should have been 38. Fair play to him. That's the most that a Flerf has ever got in that. Slapped my face a bit there because he did well. Kind of went against my point, but still, they're not fake. Then we got King Conquest 499. The dude hit his head hard as fuck. Ilya Lates 499 says, well, now you can't say that Jews don't pay you. Keep up the good work. Oh, thank you, my Jewish friend. Ricky Hewitt for £2 says, I think this guy is up for dumb fuck of the year. Unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be a dumb fuck of the year this year. Fogger Persia Pakashi, $2 says, so the spy seals scare the boaters off, I guess. Yeah, the race around Antarctica, that one fucking kills them. Mikey Riot for two... Oh, where's it gone? Fucking hell, there's so many. Oh, shit. Why is there so many super chats, guys? Mikey Riot for £2 says, Trey's degree is from the Ministry of Silly Talks. Honestly, with this amount of super chats, I'm not going to fucking get to bed. I've just realised I've only done about half of them. I've got a couple of things coming up this week as well, guys, so I hope you're looking forward to some videos and some more streams as well. And what was he fucking on about? Oh, 850k. Like, is he trying to scare me or something? David Velar, $5. If you have something to measure charge with, then put up a light to see if it changes with the light beam shining on it. It won't. Trey, stop lying. King Conquest 499. This dude got kicked in the head by a horse. String News 1, question for Trey. When will you leave? Just before that super chat was read. Connell Silver for $5. Bible doesn't teach flat earth. I will happily debate Trey or any other Flerfs on the subject. MC Toon has already agreed to set it up. Contact him on Facebook. He's up for debates. Although after today, maybe not so much. Baron Von G, 499. Happens all the time. Reading and not understanding Shakespeare. Fatty, 279 Canadian. Trey's Christian name came from Nathan Thompson. Syed Ahmed, 499. Question for Trey. Do you visit the same dentist as Whitsit? Oh, Frank being Frank for $5. Ask him to explain the difference between a proton electron and a photon without Googling. Bonus points if he can explain an ion. Stringer News 1 says too dumb for Poe. I don't think he's a Poe. I think he's fucking stupid. Johnny Marr, £5 says, why is there a large circular shadow on the moon if the earth is flat? Magic. They hate it when I call God magic as well. Fum Duckery for $2 says, hi, I'm FTFE and I love midgets. I do. I love midgets. Earth is Life, $5 says, does he know that according to David Weiss and Mitchell from Australia, there's a flat earther in Antarctica? I don't think there is. Indie Tiger for $5 says, I navigate ships in the US Navy. All navigation is based on the globe. Absolutely. Draco Fire, 500 Japanese yen. I would rather watch Level on repeat than continue listening to this buffoon. Trey is a university student. No way in hell did you attend college. Greg Ware for $2 says, new sequel, Dumb and Dumber and Trey. Alison for $2, so being a mason makes engineering work. Falco Pearship Akashi, $5. To be fair, the new trilogy had some good ideas. Disney just fucked it up. Fortunately, The Mandalorian, Clone Wars final season, and Bad Batch helped. Right. Unpopular opinion here. Mandalorian fucking sucks. It's boring. Honestly. I've watched all of it that's out so far, and I felt deflated afterwards, like it was a waste of time. Honestly, I think Star Wars is dead. Cheers, Disney. Andrew Smith, $5. I work in payroll for NASA. Your checks have been put in your cubby on the secret moon base for years. My bad. But I've been getting my checks. Wait, there's more checks? I better give Dan a call and get him to have a look at that. Fortnite for $5 says, I believe in God, but why would Satan care if we believe the earth is flat or round? They've got to have a reason, mate. Indie Tiger, $5 says, no, I'm not a member of any group, just to clear that BS up. Eric the Triceratops for $1.99. Let's have a poll if he's a Poe or not. Alright, in the chat, 1 for Poe, 2 for idiot. 3 for fucking idiot. Little Pitbull, 420, been a member for 7 fucking months, says, I'm late, so no evidence. What a surprise, LMAO. Welcome. Sorry you're late. Aaron Reese, $5. Please have him explain your 2-year-old video stating that your wife told you to start your channel if you just got married. I know, right? Alison for $5 says, so how do we calculate distances between any 2 locations on Earth using the flat Earth? We don't. NTS, not today, suicide. For $2 says, Trey, you're in a cult. Yes, he is. Let me see. Yeah, I think the conclusion from the chat is that he's just a fucking idiot, really. Then we've got Frank, being Frank, $5. Such a good Christian we have here with all the F-bombs. Fogger Persia Bakashi, $2 says, I am giving him my money, and by Venti, proud to. By Venti, thank you very much. Baron Von G, will I ever fucking finish these super chats? $4.99 says, yeah, Nicholas, that was Nicholas Copernicus. I couldn't read the Polish name, though, or whatever name that is. My Dennis 787B for 38 Hong Kong dollars says, please invite PCJNet to debate. This guy Trey is done. PCJNet, I don't know that one. Email me details, fighttheflyer@gmail.com. Fred from Hell just upgraded his membership to Fighters. Thank you very much, my friend. Conor Silver for $5 says, one more. Trey, my God created the world and the whole universe. Why is your God only powerful enough to create a pancake? Yeah, what a puny little God they've got. A God with a lowercase g. PhD Tony, my real friend, says, from a professional geophysicist and applied mathematician, you're in need of professional therapy, Trey. Fogapesha Bakashi, $2 says, magic requires ingredients. Ever watch Avatar? Holy Smalls for $5. I just got into Magic Needs Ingredients. Seriously, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. I really want to know where magic comes from since it can't be from God. Last few, Fogapesha Bakashi, $5. What about the Owl House? Oh wait, it's an LGBTQ plus friendly show and you're a Christian fundamentalist. So that is also from Satan. I forgot, my mistake. Zeno is his friend in real life and wants to talk to me. Really? Okay. Is Zeno someone in the chat, are they? Alright, Ash Zeno, send me an email to fighttheflatearth@gmail.com. Could one of my mods please put my email address in the chat so Zeno knows what it is? Then we've got Mishider49, $5. On the 7th day, God made Flerfs, and God said, let's just pretend that didn't happen. Yeah, absolutely. Excuse me. Then we got David Olafat for £2 says, all hail Satan. Sorry, I mean Saturn. Now let's go with Satan. And then last one, Andreas Eldritch for 20 secs. You only need the original trilogy and Rogue One. Yeah, I'll go with that. I'll go with that. Although, I don't mind the prequel trilogy, I guess. John Rapp for $2 says, not done yet, mate. John Rapp. Fuck you, John. Thank you very much. Zeno, yeah, my email is in the chat. Please send me an email and we will arrange debate. I hope you can do better than your friend. Thank you everybody for coming. I have had an absolute blast for this amazing Monday night debates. I hope you all have an amazing week. Please look out for all the content coming from me this week. There should be a few things, a couple of episodes of Flerfs Are Idiots, a couple more debates. Please check out my new channel art. I hope you like it. And remember, it's very important, guys. Why kick a moo cow? Hashtag 855 interrupts my outro with a super chat, says, I just wanted to be the last one. But Draco Fire gets in with a last word. Classic child. Well done, Draco. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, you guys, you mean the world to me. I love what I do here on YouTube. And regardless of the amount of views and stuff I get, I'm never going to stop doing what I do. At the moment, views have been a little low, but I know it'll pick back up, and I still love doing what I do. I'm never going to stop. And views isn't everything. It's being here, interacting. There was like 700 of you watching at one point. I fucking love what I do, and I am never going to stop it. Why is Mark Zuckerberg on my TV? That guy is terrifying. Look at that fucking android. But thank you very much, guys. It's been amazing. Please share the stream. Let everyone know it's been an awesome dumpster fire. I'll see you later in the week. And remember, stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth. Fight the flat. Fight the flat. Why did my outro pause? There we go. Fight the flat. Fight the flat. Fight the flat. Good night, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Best audience in the world. Oh, let's just end the poll. Will there be any flat earth evidence? 49% of you chose what stupid question.